Welcome back, familiar to NorthsideLDN, caramba. Today we've got Gyökeres coming out saying that he admits he wants a move in January. Could it be to Arsenal? We're going to get into that and those rumours. We also got a Bayern Munich player that Arsenal reportedly are interested in on a free. So we got that and more. But before we get into all of that, what are you saying, Omar, man? What are you saying?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Hey, man. I'm actually very excited to be. I've already been here 2 times, but yeah, this is one of the first times I've actually been like in a show like this, man. So I appreciate being here, guys. Listen, guys, like the video, subscribe, guys. Let's do this, man. A little bit nervous, man. I don't know if you can tell. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm a little bit nervous. You can tell I'm stuttering. I'm like, yeah, man. Just calm down, Omar. You've done this too many times now.
Nah, calm, man. Nah, come on, man. Make sure you're supporting my G as well. Make sure you're supporting my guy. The link to his channel is in the title. Before we get into the two players being linked to Arsenal for a January transfer window move, what are you telling me? I know you live in America. You're telling me off air about America. How did they get on today, bro?
Well, one word, fucking shit. Yeah, that's 2 words. We're flipping shit, bro. I'm not joking, right? That game, I didn't start the game. I was actually watching on the Steve stream, and then I actually went. I was like, yeah, let me just take a let me glance at the game, and bro, Canada were literally like dominating the hell out of us. I was literally like, bro, what the hell? We're playing Canada. We're playing Canada, and we're making Canada look like flipping Argentina. These guys had like 10 shots by the end of the first half, and we had only 1. I'm surprised we even scored in the game. Like the game ended 2-1. That was not a 2-1, bro. That was a 3-0, 4-0. I'm not even joking. But we need to fix up. Like, and we got this Pochettino guy. I don't know how he's gonna do. Like, some US fans are happy about it, some are not. Like, I'm just sitting here like, bro, I don't know how he's gonna do. I hope he does well, but man, we definitely need to fix up in the national team. We definitely need to fix up, but I am not holding my breath, because at the end of the day, we have some flipping clowns running our FA. These guys don't give a fuck. Like, the current Canada manager is American and he's coaching Canada. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, I could go.
We have the same problem with Portugal. We got a Spaniard that is our rivals managing us. Makes no sense, bro. Can't lie.
Like, bro, do you know we have good managers for our nation, right? Like, you know, this whole obsession in trying to get big names. I don't understand it, right? We tried to do the American rap, and we got Greg Bohart, who was an absolute flipping clown, knew nothing about the job, right? Was given the job, did nothing with it, and then we decided then to bring in Pochettino, who has never managed a national team before. So this could either go really good or really shit. We have flipping Jesse Marsh, who was Leeds United manager, who's currently managing Canada. He took them to a semi-final of the Copa America in their first Copa America debut. In their debut, bro, he took them to the semi-finals, right? And then you've got Wilfred Nancy, who is currently in Columbus Crew. I'm sure you don't know who he is. He's a French manager who's actually managing the MLS. Bro, this guy's one of the best managers in our league. And the federation, it didn't even look at him. I was literally saying this in Steve's channel last week when I was on his stream when we're doing an MLS watch along. I was literally telling him, I was like, bro, how is it possible, right? We have all of these managers. We had the Seattle manager down there who we could have looked at, but they didn't even look at these managers. We go in and we're like, wait a minute, we need a name. We need somebody that's going to bring the fans over. You go and bring in Pochettino. I'm sorry, bro. Pochettino, with all due respect, I don't know how he's going to do, but this is a risky move because he's not an international manager. Yeah, man, it is what it is.
Okay, I didn't even know Pochettino was with the American national team. I didn't even know that. What do you think about Jonathan David? Because Jonathan David, obviously Canadian, he scored today. As I can see, I didn't watch the game. I'm seeing it on One Football. He's been linked to Arsenal. What do you make of him, bro? Do you rate him?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. He's actually very, very good. He's very. You know what? I've been watching him for Lille for the past few seasons, right? And he's actually been pretty good. Now, how would he do at Arsenal? Now it's a bigger club and it's going to be bigger expectations, right? And I just think that maybe he needs maybe 1 or 2 more seasons of consistency at Lille. I would like to see him what he does over there before he gets that big move to Arsenal. However, I do rate him as a striker. He's actually very good, bro. Today he terrorized our defense. He was terrorizing us today. And you know what's crazy? Bro, he was born in New York. He's American. And he plays for Flippin' Canada. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, I can't catch a break as an American. This is why I'm like, bro, I'm glad I have dual nationality. Because at least if the US is pissing me off, I can just go and watch Gambia, bro. I'm good. But yeah, listen, Jonathan David, good player so far. I've been impressed with him. I would say I would like to see what he does in the next 2 seasons. I hope if he continues in the consistency that he is, I think that he could do it. However, the pressure at Arsenal is different. It's a different, and he could do well there. I'm not gonna say he won't do well. We could be surprised. However, I would say this: he's better than most of the attackers that you have now. For me, he's better than Jesus. He's better than yeah. Big up to everybody who shot in the air, man. But yeah, he's better than all of the attacks you have. I'm gonna be real. He would do better than Kai Havertz. I think he would. I think that if you guys signed him, it wouldn't surprise me if he actually did well at Arsenal. However, it's a risky move. I would say that a little bit.
Yo, Lauren's in here. She's shameless right now. She's Canadian, so she's having the time of her life. You know what I mean? Big up to Lauren, man. Big up to the Canadians and the Americans, man. Locked in right now. Listen,
hey,
now that's
congratulations,
Lauren. You reckon Jonathan David is ready to take the step up to come to the Premier League?
Yes, I think he should. I think that next season, it just depends. Honestly, I'll keep my eye on him this season. I'll keep my eye on him a little this season. If he does well, I can see him getting a big move next season. And look, obviously, we are going to talk about another player that we're going to talk about Arsenal and some of the players that have been linked, right? Now, I think that if he has a good season, he could be. Honestly, I think he's more of an Arteta type profile because Arteta likes to hire these, basically sign these players who are relatively unknown and just have their heads down and all of that. Maybe he could be the kind of striker that Arteta might be interested in. We'll see.
Okay. Let's get into the first headline surrounding Arsenal. Major Arsenal striker target admits he could move in January. Let's go straight to his quotes. Where is it? Here it is. He said they wanted most of the starting players to stay. He's talking about Sporting Lisbon and held us tight, but I enjoy Sporting very much. So for me, it was no problem to stay. He goes on to say, of course you want to play at the highest level. The £85 million release clause was probably a bit too much because nothing came of it. Of course, it's a lot of money, but we'll see what happens next window. Nothing happened, and it feels like I had a pretty good season. That's probably why there was simply no move. But that's what Sporting thinks I'm worth. Then you have to respect that. I enjoy myself very much in Sporting. And that's all he's got to say. Of course, I don't expect him to say he wants to leave. He's obviously said that he wants to play at the highest level, which is a little bit of a hint. No player really and truly, their agent's going to tell them, listen, be respectful to the club you currently play for. You may stay here a lot longer. You may not get the move that you want. So he has to be playing the political game. But you can kind of read in between the lines that he's saying, listen, my release clause is a little bit high, but I respect it, but it's a bit high. Hint, hint. Also, of course, every player wants to play at the highest level. Now, you can say La Liga, you can say Prem. It is what it is, but it's definitely not the Portuguese league. It's one of the best, it's not the best. So he's basically saying, you're playing, if a club from La Liga or the Premier League want me, I'm open for the move, but I'm not going to push for the move. £85 million is the release clause. Basically, come and get me. I mean, for me, I wouldn't be angry with Gyökeres. I think he's got good link up, but I think he's a better finisher. So he adds on to what we have with Jesus. Jesus is very good at linking up the ball, dropping in deep, finding the wingers, finding the number 10, playing off of players, but his finishing leaves a lot to be desired. Gyökeres, for me, is a better finisher. I would like him to have another season because I've seen Darwin Núñez leave a bit too prematurely. I do think technically he's better than a Darwin Núñez, and I do think he's a better goal scorer. But I've seen a lot of players in recent times leave Portugal a bit too early and then it not work out. Renato Sanchez, you're looking at Joao Felix. I do think him coming to Arsenal would suit us. So unlike Joao Felix, who went from Benfica all out attacking football on the front foot, going to Atleti where he doesn't really receive the ball, he's not on the ball, can't always dictate play, a lot of time concedes possession to the opposition. It didn't really suit him. I do think Gyökeres coming to Arsenal would suit him in the way that Sporting play. They play attacking football. And he can do a lot of the things that Arteta likes with Jesus. 85 mil, it's not cheap. It's not really breaking the bank, but it is expensive. But then every player is going to be a risk. There's not really a world-class striker that I think Arsenal could really go for. You know, Isak isn't world-class. Ollie Watkins isn't world-class. Gyökeres isn't world-class. I would preferably, if you're bringing in somebody in January, I would preferably like to get a Premier League proven striker because it doesn't have that adaptation period where he needs to learn the league. In January, you need somebody that's going to come in and get you over the line. It's going to be, he may hit the ground running, or he may take a bit of time. He may need a season or two to bed into the league and realize in Portugal, the defenders are way slower. Centre-backs are slower. The league isn't so aggressive. You get more time on the ball. You got more time in the final third. Teams don't press really that much. You know, the main teams that really are pressing teams are more Porto and Sporting, where they're attacking numbers. It's a lot slower pace. So going from a league that is a lot slower pace, more similar to La Liga, straight to the Premier League, where you have to make decisions a lot faster, it's either sink or swim. Some people will go on to the fact that he played in the Championship for Coventry, I believe.
Coventry, yeah.
But at the same
21
time,
goals.
Mitrovic played in the Championship and it didn't really translate into the Prem. I think he had maybe 2 or 3 attempts until he actually started performing at a decent level in the Prem. So, I mean, what do you make of this, bro? Do you think Gyökeres is the right fit for Arsenal? What do you make of what he said as well?
You know what? I think that you're right. I think that he's basically just reading through the lines and not trying to go too overboard. Well, with his quotes, he doesn't want to make it seem like, you know, he's not appreciative. Obviously, he's trying to be respectful to the team that he's currently playing for. But also, he's basically hinting at the fact that, yeah, absolutely, he wants to make that next step. And as far as his adaptation to Arsenal, I think that it's actually pretty good. You're right. His link-up play is pretty good. And also, for me, he's a far better finisher than Gabriel Jesus. He is. So, and also, I'll say this about Arteta, right? One thing I will give Arteta credit for is that the rare occasions where he does sign attacking players, we've seen players like Kai Havertz, as much as you didn't want him, they've actually done well enough. You know what I'm saying, right? They've done well in certain situations, right? A player like Gyökeres, I've been very impressed with him. I was very impressed with him last season. And now, the way I see it is it a little early to leave the Portuguese league? Because I'll say this, right? One thing about the Portuguese league is I've seen so many good strikers come out of the Portuguese league. And some of them have gone on to do well, but I've seen some that has flopped. Like even for Sporting. Like you remember Bruno's last season for them. He was actually like balling out. Like he was scoring crazy amounts of goals when he was in the league. But when he came to the Premier League, and you know, some people might say, yeah, but he's done well in the Premier League, this and this and this. However, he was way better when he was in the Portuguese league because you're right. The style of play was completely different, complete opposite to the Premier League, right? Now, you mentioned it already. He has experience in the English game. He has played at Coventry City, and let's be honest, like the Championship is not an easy league. It is not, right? And he scored 21 goals in his last season there. That's how he got the big move to Sporting Lisbon. Now, he started the season very well this season. I would say that. So we've seen what he did last season. How is he going to do this season will determine for me what he does. And like you said, 85 million is a lot. But listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. What are Arsenal's expectations this season? Arsenal's expectations are to win the league. If you want to win the league, you got to break the bag. It's that simple. You want to win the league, go sign the players that are going to win you the league. You need a goal scorer. That's a fact. Right? You let Ivan Toney, who was an experienced Premier League proven striker, leave. So now you have to look around and say, all right, what are our options? The only player I can think of experienced striker is probably Watkins, who you could sign. However, I don't think Watkins is as good as people think he is, in my honest opinion. I think he's good, but I don't think he's as great like this top striker who's going to take you guys to the next step as many people think he is. Now, Gyökeres, so far from what I've seen, I've been very impressed with him because, like you mentioned, it's not just his goals, it's his link-up play. And the thing with Arteta is that's what he likes to play. That's why you saw him play players like Havertz. This is why he got in Jesus and all of these strikers. He wants those players who can link up with the Sakas, with the Martinellis, with the Trossards, all of that. I think Gyökeres could do that. The difference is that Gyökeres can find the back of the net. Can he do it in the Premier League? If he works well in the Premier League, it would be a top signing, and it would be the signing that would drive you guys to the league title for me. Now, that is a big if, because we've seen it before. Darwin Núñez did well. Now, I'm not comparing Darwin Núñez because, like you said, they're two different players. Darwin Núñez was, when I saw him at Benfica, was scoring goals, but I'm going to be real. I always knew this guy was more of a number 9 center striker.
He likes to get in behind the defenders. He's not somebody that likes to be behind the defenders and kind of beat the man. He wants that final ball in through past the defense and then tap it in. He wants to be going one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He doesn't like to play with his back to the goal and then link up play, kind of like what Lacazette used to do. He'd receive the ball, the defenders behind him, he'll link up, see who's there, 1-2, and then get in behind. He's not really, he just likes to run the channels and get in behind the defenders.
And that's why for me, the move to Liverpool made zero sense. It's like Joao Felix. I swear to God, I remember when Joao Felix went to Atletico. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, yo, you are literally like going from an attacking team to a defensive team. I'm sorry. Everyone and their dog would have told you that Joao Felix was never going to work at Atletico. I told people that, I was like, yo, this guy is ruining his career because he's so young. You should have either stayed at Benfica for another season or two because you're young. You're like, what, 20 years old, 19? You're still a kid. Like, bro, what are you rushing? Like, have 2 more seasons of consistency where you are scoring goals in and out, right? And then get a move to an attacking team, a team that can work out for you. And this is why I think is going to be important for Gyökeres, because Gyökeres, it depends on where he moves. Because in certain teams, I don't think he's going to do well. Now at Arsenal, I think that this could actually work out because he is an Arteta type striker, and he's a much better goal scorer than Jesus. He's basically a better goal scorer than every attacker you guys have. So I do believe that if it works, it works. However, like I said, it's the Portuguese league, and unfortunately, they have a track record of sometimes having good strikers who don't do well in the league. Even if you remember a few years before that, Islam Soleimani, he did well at Sporting. But when he went to Leicester, bro, complete flop. So, yeah, hopefully, at the end of the day, 85 million. But listen, it is what it is. He's a top striker. He's already proven himself to be a good goal scorer. Let's see what he does this season. If he continues what he did last season, this season, then yes. You got to break the bank. Like, bro, he scored like 50 goals last season. He's already at 7 goals in 7 games or some crazy shit like that. I haven't even checked his stats, but I think that's what it is. I think he scored the same amount of goals.
43 goals and provided 15 assists in 50 games.
He's providing assists as a striker. That is my point. This is why I said for me, his link-up play is incredible, because if you're putting out assists like that, and you look at how Arteta likes his strikers to not only score goals, but basically set up other players like Saka, like the Martinellis, like the Trossards when they get in the box and cutting inside. I think that this is actually good, because that means that he not only can score goals, he can also find a pass. He can also look for his fellow teammates in the attack when they're in better areas. So yeah, I think that it would be a move I would go for. I would go for it. If you're trying to win the league, you gotta put the money down. So yeah, I think that they should definitely try. They should.
Yeah, I hear that. Static said, to be fair, Atleti are currently not playing as a defensive team. They score a lot of goals in La Liga in the last 2 or more years. Previously, yes, they were really defensive. When Joao Felix moved, they were very defensive, bro. You know what I mean? They were very defensive at the time that he moved. That's why it didn't really work out. You see Joao Felix playing for Chelsea the other day. 1-2s off of Pedro Neto. The goal that he scored. He excels in attacking football. You know what I mean? The new coach at Chelsea is allowing the front three and the attackers to express themselves. You're seeing the best out of Joao Felix, because technically he's exceptional. Joao Felix technically is very, very good. Yeah. But he's not been able to just play in a team that they can play fluid football. So the talent is there, and I'm seeing glimpses of what I saw in the few minutes he's had for Chelsea. I'm seeing the Joao Felix I was seeing week in, week out at Benfica. The Joao
He even
Felix
did
that
well for us. He even did well for. Listen, let me tell you something, right? I've already said for me, his loan was a 6 out of 10. However, we didn't have a good season last season. So I can't really put all the blame on Joao Felix. Joao Felix actually had a lot of good games playing for us. Like, he had a lot of good games. He played so well in certain games. The problem is this: he did have his inconsistencies, but so did the rest of the squad. Now, I would have actually liked to have seen Joao Felix this season on the Flick if he did join us back, rejoined us on loan, right? Because that was something that we were basically looking at, and I even said it on my channel. I was like, listen, the whole Nico Williams thing is taking too long. Bring him back on loan. Like, bring him along with the option to buy or obligation to buy. That way, on the Flick, who plays high intensive attacking football, like Joao Felix could have cooked under him. We would never know. Now, I hope he does well at Chelsea because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Joao Felix. I've been a huge fan of him since he was at Benfica. I was so disappointed when he went to Atleti because I knew that as good as Atleti have had good strikers in the past, it just depends. The strikers that they have are different from like what Joao Felix is as a striker or as an attacker. He's not the attacker that thrives under Simeone. See, players like Griezmann, players like the Moratas, heck, even the Diego Costas, bro. These are guys who are different strikers to what Joao Felix was. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I said. So that's why to me, his move to Atleti was never going to work out because he is not a Simeone type player. He is not. He's the direct opposite of it.
I hear it. Yeah, man. Big up, man. Make sure, family, as well, man. I gotta get the Chanel up. Make sure you're subscribing to my guy Omar. The link is in the title. No vou repetir a mesma porcaria. Vocês não brincam comigo, ah? You know what I'm saying? Don't make me get my rabbit out trophies. You know what I'm saying? To unbite you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're liking and subscribing to my guy Omar. You know what I'm saying?
Bigger.
One of the realest Barca fans out there. Make sure you're subscribing to his channel. Link to his channel is in the description. We're going to get on to the next one. Arsenal wants to sign top Bayern Munich talent on a free transfer. And it's Alfonso Davies. It says Arsenal is always on the lookout for top talent. The left back appears to be on his way out of Bayern Munich, with Real Madrid previously showing strong interest in signing him over the summer. What else? There's no quotes. An exclusive report from HITC reveals that Davies has also caught the attention of Arsenal. The Gunners remain interested in his signature and will aim to compete with Madrid for his transfer. Given that Madrid has already started working on the deal, it will be challenging for Arsenal to persuade Davies to join them. Nevertheless, the Gunners will make an effort to hijack his move to Madrid. What do you make of this, bro? Alfonso Davies to Arsenal. Obviously, reportedly, allegedly, Real Madrid are already in talks with him with the injuries that they had to their defensive back line. Do you see him joining Arsenal? Do you see Arsenal going in for him? What's your thoughts on Alfonso Davies?
This is a very challenging signing. Very challenging. Because if you're Alfonso Davies, you're given the option between Arsenal and Real Madrid. With all due respect to Arsenal are not challenging Madrid when it comes to transfers. Not a few clubs in the world. Now, in fact, I'm sorry, Real Madrid is one of those teams who, I'm gonna be very real. I don't care who you are, bro. Like, they can attract anyone. I think I saw you this morning when you were talking about Saliba. Like, when it comes to Real Madrid coming in for players, like, listen, it's good. I like the fact that your club are looking at players like this in the transfer window. However, is it gonna happen? If Real Madrid are as close as they're saying, I'm not gonna lie, this is very, very, very unlikely. Like, highly unlikely, because it's Real Madrid, man. Like, they can offer whatever you guys can offer. They can offer him. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like, it really depends. The only way I can see you guys somehow managing to take him away from Madrid is if you guys offer him a crazy contract that Real Madrid are not going to be stupid enough to offer. And I don't think you guys are going to do that. So for me, I'm also looking at them saying, well, look at what Real Madrid's team looking like. What are their left back options, right? They've got Ferland Mendy and who else? Like, I think it's only Ferland Mendy who's like, is it only Ferland Mendy? I think Lucas Vasquez is also there, but I think Lucas Vasquez could leave this summer for free. Who knows? If he leaves, then for me, if Alfonso Davies is available, he's on his way because he's gonna go straight into that team. He's going straight into the starting lineup, and that's also why I think the move to Madrid. Oh yeah, Frank Garcia as well. I forgot he's also in the team. Now, if that's the case, they got Frank Garcia, they have Ferland Mendy and Lucas Vasquez. Well, that's a lot of left back options. However, this is Madrid. When a player like this is available and they're on a free, we saw it with Rudiger, we saw it with Alaba, we saw it with all these players who came out on a free. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the only way Arsenal are gonna be bringing in Alfonso Davies is if you guys offer him an astronomical contract, making him like the most highest paid player at your club right now. That's the only way I can see it happening. It's highly unlikely in my eyes.
No, I hear it, bro. I hear it. Listen, if we're in for him, I like the ambition. This is what I want to see. You know, even if we don't get it over, you know, get the player over the line, showing that ambition, that's something I can be positive about. You know, these are the type of players I want to be going for. I like Alfonso Davies. Then again, you bring Alfonso Davies, where does that leave Timber and Calafiori? Because currently in this squad, they only fit in as left back when everybody's fit. But maybe you use them in rotation to play in the centre-back position, maybe in the Carabao FA Cup where you give Saliba and Gabriel a rest. At the end of the day, I don't mind it. If Alfonso Davies comes to Arsenal, he starts. In my opinion, he starts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's one of them ones where I don't really care. It's up to Timber. If we bring him in, which I don't believe we will, if we bring him in, it's up to Timber and Calafiori to fight for their position. They want to be at a big club, you have to fight for your position. Every big club, you have to fight for your position. You know, there's no free positions there just because you know you came in first. It doesn't work like that. And that's when you get the most out of your players. That's when you see which players have the winning mentality and which ones don't. Right. You know what I mean? Are you going to fight for your place, or are you going to crumble or go somewhere, you know, want to go and transfer to another team where you're instantly a big fish in a small pond? I want to see my players pushing each other. I want to see us have quality on the bench. Like I said, for me, I've not yet really had a strong opinion on Timber Calafiori. I've seen things I like. I've seen things I don't like. I want to see if they're just easing into the league, or is this really their level? You know what I mean? And that's going to take quite a few games for me to really assess that. So I'm not going to start, you know, digging into them. But at the same time, this is the kind of ambition I want to see. Is it the biggest priority at this time? I don't think so. Not for Arsenal. We do need a number 10. We do need a proper striker. That should take priority ahead of getting Alfonso Davies. But if the opportunity is there to get him on a free transfer, 100% we should be there. 100%. Because sometimes, you know what, bro, yeah? I won't bash this club for going and getting Alfonso Davies on a free and then getting a striker, because sometimes opportunities come up in football where you got to take it.
There you go. That is how that's what you do. Listen, big clubs, winning clubs, when they see a player available, even if you have a lot of the players, right, you can never have enough of quality. You can never have enough of quality. If you have a player like Alfonso Davies in the window and you know you have a chance of signing him, I don't care how many left backs you have in your team. If he starts in your team, you go and sign him if you can sign him. It's one of those things. And if the rest of the other team don't like it, then they're free to leave. I'm being real. Football is a business. Football is a business. It's about winning. Like, you have to build a team that can compete. You understand what I'm saying? So these players is what you guys need. This is the players that you guys need. Now, the problem is this. Arsenal, as well as they've done in the last 2 seasons, they have not brought anything home with them. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. At the end of the day, it's not enough to just challenge.
Bigger.
Bigger. It's not enough to just challenge for the league. I'm sorry. When you're seeing Real Madrid winning the league and Champions League, you're competing against that. That is what you're competing against. If you are Arsenal, you're challenging for the league. You're nowhere near the Champions League against a team that have won the league and they've won the Champions League. And they've got probably on paper the best attack, right? They've had Vinicius, they have Mbappe, they have Bellingham, they have flipping Rodrigo. Like, even the defense, right? They're still trying to sign players. They're still trying to bring in, like, Alfonso Davies, like we just mentioned. They're trying to bring in Trent. They could be trying to bring Saliba next season. It depends on what happens. You see what I'm saying? You're about, like, when you're seeing a club building a dynasty like this, you want to be part of that. Every footballer wants to be part of a dynasty. And that is how it works. Now, but when you are a club like Arsenal, who your only notable, the only notable thing you've done is challenge, it's not enough. It is not enough. And you're right. At the end of the day, it's good that you guys have been linked to players like this, because this is what is going to give the fans hope. The fans want hope. The fans want to know, hey, at least the club is attempting to do something. They're attempting to go out and buy the players that are going to improve us. Like, nobody wants to sit here and we're seeing the club being linked to Kai Havertz, being linked to Raheem Sterling, being linked to Jorginho. I'm sorry, what fan is going to look at that and say, yeah, that's the players we definitely need, even if they perform? You, as the club, you want to see the players. You want to see players that are good enough that can walk into any team, walk into your team. At least try to sign these players. There's a reason why Arsenal fans were so happy when Ozil signed, because Ozil was playing for Madrid and he was one of their best players. He was walking into any team in the world at the time. So when you guys signed him, it was a huge deal, which it was. I remember where I was. I was in my father's office when I saw that news. I remember thinking, what the hell? How did Arsenal get this deal? How did they get this deal? How did this deal happen? Because it was completely out of nowhere. When you guys signed Alexis Sanchez, I understand that we had just signed Suarez, but Sanchez was one of our best players. His last season at Barcelona, he scored 19 goals. He was still a top player for us. So when you guys signed him, it was like, okay, well, he would walk into many teams in the world. He was that good when he was for us, when he was playing for us. He would have joined, if he went to United, he would have started for them. If he joined Chelsea, he would have started for them. So that's the thing. It's the same thing with these players. When you guys signed Kai Havertz, nobody was looking at it and saying, shit, they signed Kai Havertz. Nobody cares. I'm being real. You know this. This is why. Right. And that's my point. At the end of the day, every big club, if you want to act like a big club, you need to go for the big boys. That's what it takes. Like, look at Barcelona, broke Barcelona. We're still trying to go out there to sign in Joshua Kimmich. We're still trying to go out to sign all these players. Even though apparently we can afford them, we're still trying. Because at the end of the day, as a big club, as fans, that's what we want to see. That's what the fans want to see. They want to see that the club have ambitions. We may be shit now, but we don't want to be shit forever. We're trying to get out of this hole that we're in. So that's why I'm saying that it's good that you guys are being linked with him. Even if you don't get him, at least the fans might say, well, hey, at least they tried. At least we tried. And I'm glad that our club is actually thinking, we're thinking like a big club now. We're not trying to go out and buy all these flops from all of these clubs, basically.
Especially against Madrid, bro, because when it's Madrid, like, even me, like, man already know I got high standards, but going up against Madrid, listen, we're already second choice straight away off the bat. It's Madrid. Do you get me? So going up against Madrid for a player, I can understand why we may not get the player. If Madrid really want him, he's going Madrid. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're showing that ambition. Now, if we're going in for a player and we're losing out because we're taking too long to be proactive and we're losing him to a team that we can match them in terms of Champions League football, we can match them in terms of wages, then I'm not going to be celebrating the fact that we tried. You know, there's situations when I can say, okay, I understand who we are. I understand who they are. I understand it. You know, I understand why the player won't choose us, but we tried, and I can understand why it fell through. It's not for a lack of trying, but there's heritage, and Real Madrid are football heritage. But the only time I don't like that is when we take a look, for example, Rafinha. You guys got Rafinha over us. We were the ones that were linked to Rafinha before you. We dragged our feet to get everything sorted, dragged our feet to get him the wages that he wants, dragged our feet to get him what his agent wants, dragged our feet to meet the release clause or how much the selling club wanted. That's where I'm like, nah, you can't blind me with we tried, because at the end of the day, we were way ahead in terms of getting the deal over the line before Barcelona. So we should have already been, before Barcelona even attempt, we've already got it all wrapped up. Those are the times that frustrates me with my football club. And it's not just Rafinha. We've done that also with Isak. We did that with Buendia. We did that with multiple players, bro, where we take way too long. We did it even with Mudryk. Now, I don't rate Mudryk. The point is not if you rate the player or not. The point is we're not proactive and we're not fast enough. And again, we've just left another transfer window where we're not proactive. And right at the end, we get Sterling. Why? Because we're not proactive. Why? Because we don't get our deals done. Why? Because the fan base allow this club to sell us. Oh, we're waiting until the end of the Copa America, the Euros. No, I'm sorry, bro. You've had the whole transfer window. Yeah, you could say, okay, we can't make it official. But bro, at the end of the day, yeah, not every single player is out playing for their nation. There's quality out there that may not play for their nation. And at the end of the day, the fact that we're scrambling means a lack of preparation. If it takes you the whole transfer window to see, oh, let's get Sterling on the loan, that's not a hard deal. That's not something that you was working on the whole window. That's a reactive. That is a reactive knee-jerk reaction to the fact that you've not prepared, and you've allowed your rivals to go and take your main targets, and now you're scattering around for what kind of deals can we do? And this club has a history of this. I don't know if you remember a couple of windows before, we went in for Douglas Luiz. I think it was the last day of the transfer window.
Yeah, you did. I know.
We always do this. We leave it to the last day, and then if they can see the fan base ain't impressed, we're scrambling around for deals. And it's just like, bro, that's not the proactiveness that I want to see from a football club. These guys, the window's closed. They have months and months and months to scout, to have a list of 3-4 players in every position we want to strengthen, and talk to the agents and get a feel to, would your player actually be interested? Would your player want to, convinced by this project? Does your player want to play for this team? Does he want to play for this manager? Does he see himself at this football club? Like, let's be real. Before transfers get even to the point where you're offering money, there's a lot of discussions being made before even that. Are you even interested? Because if you're not even interested, there is no conversation. Because if the player doesn't want to go, the player doesn't accept the move, and it all falls apart. So let's not go on like these agents and these clubs ain't constantly talking to each other to see whether your player is even interested. Because clubs most of the time don't want to look bad in front of their fans. You see what happened with Zubamendi? This is because they didn't do their homework. Because normally clubs will be like, is he even interested? Because if he's not interested, they won't even approach, because they don't want to look to their fans that they got rejected. Do you get what I'm saying, bro?
Exactly. Yeah. Bro, this is the same thing. This is why Barca fans were fuming at Deco. Because we did the same thing you just mentioned. We were dilly-dallying throughout the transfer window. We basically said, before the transfer window started, right, we're going to deal with our right-back issue. We're going to deal with our defensive midfielder issue. We're going to deal with our right-wing issue. And we're going to bring in an attacking midfielder. That was the plan, right? So the players that were being linked at the beginning before the transfer window started was Xavi Simons, Luis Diaz, what's his name? Joshua Kimmich, he just mentioned it, right? Guido Rodriguez, Dani Olmo, and Nico Williams. Those are apparently the players that we were looking at, right? When the transfer window started, the only 2 players we heard were Dani Olmo, Nico Williams. So they basically spent the whole time talking to Nico Williams, because Nico Williams did so well in Euro 2024, right? Him and Lamine Yamal were doing their thing. However, the issue was what's his name? Nico Williams had his mindset on staying at Bilbao for another season. Now the club could have just said, okay, well, if he wants to stay for another season, then we can force him. All right, then move on. Go in. There are other players that are available. Let's go out. Let's try to look for another winger. Okay. Even if let's say it's like maybe not the winger that you're looking for, but at least have a plan B. Like, don't always focus on plan A. If plan A doesn't work, have a plan B. And that's what we didn't do. We were just sitting there, because I'm telling you, right? Nico Williams made it clear to his brother that, listen, I'm going to stay for another season, and then I might move next summer. The club would have said, all right, if that's the case, no problem. We got too much. We still got issues that we have to deal with. We can't focus on this alone. And by the end of January, we still hadn't signed a player. That's why in the end, Barcelona had to go all out to sign Dani Olmo, because the fans were beginning to lose their heads. Because we were like, yo, we are now in August and we still not signed the player. What's going on? So now they had to be Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo said, yeah, man, I want to move. I want to return back to Spain. I want to return back to my club, to Barcelona, my dream club. So instantly that move, boom, just happened out of nowhere. We just signed him, right? But we kept on insisting on the Nico Williams. And I literally said this on my Barca News Roundup, that he said he didn't want to go. All right, then move on. Let's try and go in for a Coman or a Chiesa or a flipping Luis Diaz if we can sign him. Heck, go and sign Javi Simmons or bring in Joao Felix on another loan deal. Just do anything to at least bring someone to replace the player that you couldn't sign. And then the club kept on dilly-dallying until the final day of the transfer window, and then they were mute. And the fans lost their heads because we just sat there and we're like, you guys promised us all of these players and we only signed one. Like, we still don't have a natural right back in the club. We're playing Jules Koundé, a centre back, out in right back. We're playing Hector Ford on right back. Like, I don't know how good Hector Ford is going to be, but that's a lot of pressure on these players. Right? Like, Joao Cancelo, he was literally a City all the way till deadline day. All the way till deadline day. He was just sitting there.
Couldn't you have got Joao Cancelo for 25 mil? Something like that. It wasn't even expensive.
Bro, I said this on my channel. They asked for 30 million. We could have literally said we didn't have 0 right backs at the club. Sergio Roberto had left the club. We could have said, all right, 30 million, we don't have a right back. We have no options. Sign. And let's be real. Joao Cancelo is a Hansi Flick kind of fullback, an attacking fullback. He would have worked so well under Hansi Flick. Look at Alejandro Balde right now in the beginning of the season playing under Hansi Flick. He's doing well because he's a good attacking left back. If you had 2 attacking right backs, it would have worked well because we know him. You've watched him for City. He is so good going forward. It's actually a joke.
Defensively is a clown at times. Though.
Yes, he is, and that's the thing. That's the thing. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, listen, we had 2. Like, bro, I am just a YouTuber. We're just YouTubers, right? But even I knew some players that would have worked for my club. There's another player who was a Girona, who was a City player named Jan Cucho. I literally sat on my channel, right, before he went to Dortmund, and I said, yo, this guy was balling out for Girona last season at right back. Defensively, very good. Attackingly, very good. Right? And then guess what? The club didn't even so much as even look at him. And then he went to Dortmund. And I was sitting there, I was like, bro, this club are a fucking joke. Like, you're telling me, as just a fan, can notice a player like flipping Jan Cucho, but you, the paid scouts who are being paid millions every single year, you can't go out and actually look at these players? Like, bro, that's why in the end of the day, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. At deadline day, I was like, yo, I'm gonna rant. But you know what I just said? I was like, you know what, right? A part of me knew this frauds were gonna do this, so I didn't even panic. But guess what? The fans lost their heads. It got so bad that Deco was basically thinking about resigning because they put so much. Because the fans were not playing with this. We have expectations. We don't give a fuck about financial issues or any of this shit. Okay, we want to always feel like our team is challenging for every single trophy. We don't want to sit there thinking, oh, Real Madrid are so far ahead of us, we have 0 chances of challenging them. Oh, we are so far away from the Champions League, it's not even close. No, we want to at least say, hey, we are going to challenge them for the league. We are at least going to challenge them for the league. At least. That is the least that we can do. And that's why right now, we started the season well. However, Real Madrid haven't. Now, how long can we continue this good start? Because I'm going to be real with you. The only reason we're doing so well is because of Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick's system is completely different. You can see it in that game against Valladolid. Like, this brother, right? We were like 3-0 up at halftime. He was like, no, we're not done. Go forward. Every time you have the ball, go score more. Like, he was basically making these players animals. He was like, yo, when you smell that goal, you go in and score. I don't give a fuck if they as long as there's time on the board, we score. We make a statement. And that is a mentality that is going to help these players, because these players are going to realize at the end of the day, we're not playing around. And I love it. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, at the end of the day, what we just mentioned, we want to feel like our clubs are at least trying. And that's how I felt in the season. And that's how you felt for the season. The whole Sterling thing, we just mentioned it. At the end of the day, Raheem Sterling, with all due respect, Raheem Sterling was never a player you guys were looking at in the beginning of transfer window. Not even close. No one was looking at him. You guys were looking at Nico Williams, Pedro Neto, all of these players. You've let Pedro Neto go to Chelsea. With all due respect, you didn't go in for Pedro Neto. Nico Williams didn't want to leave. All right, go in and sign other players. Tony was there. Osimhen was there. Gyokeres was there. You could have gone out there and signed these players. But unfortunately, you guys have Edu at your club. And yeah. But look at this.
What do you make? What do you make of this, bro? Big up Jamal. Juan Laporta explains why Gundogan left the club for Man City return. The president says it's not a financial decision.
Yeah, I heard this. Now I want to know what is the reason then, because I'm gonna be very real. Gundogan is an experienced winning midfielder. We could have. Bro, why would you get rid of him? Like, I'm gonna be very, very real, right? Like, if he's good enough for City, you're telling me he's not good enough for Pep Guardiola, right? Said, even at 33 years old, I still think that you can do a job for me at City. You can help me win the league. You can help me win the Champions League again. If that is the manager that is sitting there saying that, why are we getting rid of him when we apparently are not the same team that we were in the past? Because at the end of the day, it wasn't Gundogan who told the club that I wanted to leave. It was the club that they basically negotiated with him, and then they basically agreed to just leave, to part ways. And it made zero sense, because right now we're having, with all the injuries that we have in our team right now who haven't returned, we could have used a Gundogan in the team. Now, really, and I don't know what the deal is. Maybe Hansi Flick, him and Hansi Flick didn't see. I don't know, but it just never made sense to me that we got rid of him, because I feel like he would have definitely helped us this season with his experience in the midfield.
I hear it, man. Listen, it doesn't make any sense to me, bro. I still think he's a world-class player. He's an absolute baller, and you're absolutely correct, bro. Like, why would you not want to bring him around players like Pedri, Olmo, Yamal? You know what I mean? Young players that need to learn from experienced ballers. You want them to be around the Gundo that's got the experience. But there was a lot of things that Gundo said as well that he was surprised at Barcelona. He was surprised how far the level had dropped, the expectation. Those were quotes. You heard those quotes, innit? You're a Barca fan. I mean, I heard it.
Of course I did. And you know what, bro? This is why I was so pissed that he left. This brother is a winner. This guy won the treble. This guy is a multiple-time Premier League winner. This guy won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. This guy is a winner, bro. Like, we need winners in our club right now. When you just mentioned them, like the players like the Pedris, the Gavis, all of these young midfielders, right, who have never experienced winning. Like, I know we won the league a few seasons ago, but these guys don't have a Gundogan has done it all. Why would you want to get rid of a player like that? And you know he's still doing well. If he's sitting there saying that the level of the club has dropped, I'm sorry. If you are the people who are in charge of seeing this, right? You should be happy that there's a player like this who knows where this club needs to be. Because he's basically telling you, this is a Barcelona football club. We should not be thinking like this. We should be thinking about always winning everything. We should be trying to win every trophy that is there to be won. And that's what he's saying. And at the end of the day, I don't know who was pissed, but it shows you, man, like, at the end of the day, whoever was angry that he said this, you guys are the reason why our club is where it is. Because you guys feel so sorry for yourselves. At the end of the day, he's sitting there telling you what all of us, the fans, know already. We know this. We know that our club has dropped. But guess what? That doesn't mean we have to accept it. That doesn't mean we just have to sit there and just crawl up in a hole and just, just chill out and just say, hey, it's hopeless. Nah. Every team declines and every team rises up. And how do the clubs rise up? The fans. The fans always remind these clubs that, hey, I know we're shit, but we don't want to be here forever. We want to see our team challenge. But once the fans, and I said it, once the fans start lowering their expectations, the club will never return the same. This is why, unfortunately, you've seen Arsenal. It's taken Arsenal 20 years to win the league. Because ever since the days of Wenger, when you had fans who still remember what the club used to be saying, yo, Wenger is no longer the guy. He's no longer the man, right? You had people who were attacking those fans. And it's not just you. It's not just Lee. Heck, even Troops. Troops was another guy who was sitting there calling Wenger out for so many seasons. And he had to take so much lit for so many fans. The media, like, bro, you saw how basically Sky Sports, all of these people were talking about these people. They knew who he was. They were calling all these fans negative. They were saying that these fans were the reason why the club... No! These clubs, these fans are the fans who remember what this club used to be and are tired of always being told that they can never reach that position when they know they can. At the end of the day, that's the point for every single club. And that's why for me, I will never change it, because you're right. Some of these fans who were angry at Gundogan, just what am I supposed to just feel bad because Barcelona in a financial situation, so yeah, let's just lower expectations just a little bit because we don't have the money to compete against Madrid. Now, fuck that. I'm sorry, I am not doing that. Do you think this is the first time Barcelona have had a financial issue? In the early 2000s, Barcelona had financial issues when we had what's his name, Joseph Nunez, right? When he was the president in 2000, right? When Luis Figo left us to go to Madrid, the president who took over, Gaspar, right? This guy spent so much money giving these players like Rivaldo, what's his name? What's the name of the player again? Basically, the key players, right? He was giving them these crazy ass contracts with these crazy ass release clauses, right? And as a result, the club ended up having financial issues within 2 years. That is why many of our key players by 2002 left the club, and Barcelona had to rely on La Masia, like we're relying on La Masia now. But this is the thing: as much as we had issues then, we found a way to fix it. When Laporta came in, right, brought in Rijkaard, and then you had all these younger players like the Messis, and we brought in Ronaldinho. Bro, we brought Ronaldinho over Manchester United. Apparently, we were poor, we were broke, but we still managed to sign one of the best attacking Brazilian attackers who was being linked to Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. We were able to sign him over him. We were able to do that. So at the end of the day, that is how we went from where we were. And then a few years later, bro, from 2000 all the way 6 years later, we won the Champions League. We won the league. Because at the end of the day, fans never lowered their expectations. So that's why I will never lower my expectations. Because at the end of the day, these people think that we are so far away. We are not. We still have a good team. We just have to improve on certain areas.
You know what it is, yeah? If you're in financial problems, yeah, then make your scouting better then. How about that? Because look at the players that Girona got. Where did they get Dovbyk from? You know what I mean? I know some players because they're under the City group. I know Girona is part of the City group and they got and favors. Well, you're Barcelona. You've got Paul in South America. You've got Paul in Spain. You've got Paul around the world. You're up there as one of the elite teams in world football. Imagine how much pull you have. Make your scouting better. Scout better. You don't have to pay over the odds. Certain clubs are in a privilege. Arsenal, Barcelona, you know, I know you guys got European heritage. We not. In Europe, we're absolute nobodies. That's the facts. Anyone gets upset with that, that's the facts. We're not European giants.
I've said this.
We're giants in England, but we're not European giants. But you know what you have? When you have clubs that won multiple Premier Leagues, clubs that are giants in Europe, what you have is you have a dominance in terms of attraction over a lot of other clubs. So if you scout better than Girona and you say, yo, come to us or come to Girona, more than likely a player wants to go to you. So make your scouting better. You don't have to, and I say this about Arsenal. When we bought Trossard, we didn't break the bank, but I could see a quality player. So I was happy.
Yeah.
Not every signing needs to be 80, 90, 100 million, 120. Not every signing needs to be that. But do shrewd business. Make sure you get good players for the right price. How much did Chelsea sign Kante for? More than what we signed Xhaka for. Do you know what I mean? How much did flipping Crystal Palace sign Mateta? Mateta scored more goals last season than Havertz. He scored more goals. That's his job, to score goals. He scored more than Havertz, and yet Havertz scored. It costs more than double his weight, double the price that they paid for him.
There you go.
When you're looking at Ollie Watkins, how much did Ollie Watkins cost Aston Villa? Less than Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Isak was around the same price as Kai Havertz. There's quality there if your scouting's on point. You don't need to break the bank. Arsenal have never been really a club to be breaking the bank like that. We started breaking the bank when it came to like Ozil, was the start of us starting to be like, cool, we're now spending high. When we got Overmars, we didn't break the bank like that. When we got Thierry Henry and Anelka, we didn't break the bank like that. We were never really the team leading in breaking the bank in getting players in. But you know one thing we did though? We were excellent at scouting. Wenger already knew the French market. He knew exactly what players worked. He had time. He already knew about players like Thierry Henry. Yes, football has changed. But how is Brighton How is Brentford, how are teams like that able to identify players that are around that are undervalued? How was Leicester able to get Mahrez for £500,000?
1,000, bro.
And clubs like Barcelona and Arsenal, I say, oh, well, we can't see any quality in the market. No, you ain't scouting properly.
Bro,
You ain't scouting properly.
I mentioned one of the players, and I'm just someone that watches football. Like, how is it that me, right, the guy that's sitting here just watching football, like you talk about players all around the world, right? Yo, I just mentioned one of the right backs who was one of the best right backs in our league, right? Who was worth 25 million. I'm not even talking about Gyökeres. I'm talking about Jan Cucho, right? The Brazilian right back. He was worth 25 million in the transfer market, and he was one of the best right backs in the league last season for Girona. He's gone back to City. He wasn't playing during preseason. Why is it that Barcelona scouts didn't look at it and say, wait a minute, this guy actually did well for us last season? He did well for Girona last season. Bro, last season he played so well against us. Hey, he's 25 million. What's the risk? He's a cheap player right there. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like you mentioned, yes, if you don't have a lot of money, spend it, have good scouts. Because at the end of the day, look at this, right? Because of this whole financial situation that we've had, we've unearthed players like a Pedri. We've unearthed players like Gavi, right? All of these players were in the academy, right? Alejandro Balde was given a chance, right? You have players like Lamine Yamal was given a chance. All of these players are in La Masia right now. He's injured. And you know what it is? He's another player who could return back. Like, bro, I've already said this. If Ansu Fati can remain fit, for me, I haven't given up on him. I still believe there's a player in there, bro. Because this guy was one of the best players, young players I've seen, bro. The problem is, we overplayed him and he got injured. He became injury prone. And because of his injury proneness, he ended up being where he is now. That's unfortunate. And I hope to God that he gets back to his best. Because I'm going to be honest, bro, if he's fit, honestly, Ansu Fati at his best will definitely make us way better. Because, bro, like I said, he's such an amazing player, amazing finisher. Bro, this guy at the age of 18 was like one of the best finishers in the Barca squad. Like, injuries just ruined him. But this is my point. He was another player who came from the academy. Another one. Like, we keep unearthing these players from La Masia, and Barcelona not putting too much emphasis on it. Why is Barcelona not going out and saying, wait a minute, why is it that every time we go to La Masia and get all these players out, these players just come to the team and then boom, they just perform. And that's the thing. That's why, like you just mentioned it, you don't always have to go for the superstars. Like, this is why, like, some fans were talking about, why is it that we're not going for Tony? Why are we not going for Watkins? I'm talking about Arsenal, right? Why are we not looking at Watkins? Why are we not even looking at certain players who were in the league? Before you guys went out to sign the Zinchenko's and all of these players, like, bro, Tielemans was at Leicester before he went to Aston Villa. Why didn't you guys at least look at him? Because he was a good midfielder for them. I know they got relegated, but you guys would have gotten him for a good deal. Douglas Luiz has gone to Juventus. How is it that he managed to go to Juventus? Madison was another one. Like, you're telling me, you guys, imagine if you guys had both Odegaard and Madison in your team. You're telling me you guys couldn't sign both players? This is my point. See, this is my thing, right? I don't understand why some of these fans, not just Arsenal fans, but some of these fans, but specifically your club, right? Why is it that every time there's a player available, they're like, oh, wait a minute, we have this player in that position. So what? Sign him, bro. That's competition. It's gonna make both players better. If there's Odegaard and then you got Madison who's just got relegated and is available, I'm sorry, go sign Madison. Because if Odegaard is shit, guess what? Madison is right there to take your place. And that is how you build a challenging team. Because if every single player believes that they can lose their place, every single player is going to play to their best. But when a player becomes comfortable, it's never going to work out. And that's the problem with Arsenal. Arsenal have way too many comfortable players. That's why, unfortunately, every single time it comes to those crunch games, those players are not mentally strong. Because in those crunch games is where the competition starts. That is where the competition is important. Because now you're like, okay, we are now in the games now where we could potentially win the league. I am going to help the team win the league. My form is going to be the reason why we win the league. So I'm going every single game, they're playing to their best. You're putting a 10 out of 10. And you're starting every single game because guess what? You are helping us win the league. That is what City made City go Centurions. This is why City won the treble. See, Pep Guardiola was never a coach who was sitting there saying to certain players, well, this player is important, so I have to treat him like this. Nah, bro, Jacques Cancelo was one of the best fullbacks in the league. And guess what? When he was when he was going out of line, guess what? Put him on the bench and then brought in a young teenager ahead of him. Sold his ass. Because at the end of the day, I'm not letting any player tell me what to do if you're a coach. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing. The competition is important in every single club. Winning clubs have competition every single area. No player is safe. No player is safe. And the problem is Arsenal don't have that. You guys have too many players who believe that they're safe. Too many players are sitting here saying, well, why do we need a right back or a right winger? We have Saka. Okay. You're telling me you don't need cover for Saka? Like, this is the same thing that we're saying about Neto. Because I think Neto plays as a right, is he a left winger or a right winger? What position does he play?
Left.
Okay, so he plays left, right? So you guys have Martinelli there. Some people are saying, but wait a minute. But we already
I think he
have
can play
Martinelli.
right as well, though. I think he can play both.
And that's my point. So people are saying, well, if he plays for them, right? Well, is he gonna take Saka's place? Well, we have Saka already. We have Martinelli already. We have Trossard already. I'm sorry, what? No. I don't care who we have. Martinelli is completely shit. If he's shit, put him on the bench and bring in Neto. It's that simple. We want to win the league, so we're gonna perform. That's the thing.
That's the aim of the game. You play the players to get you over the line and achieve the goal. This coming here, scouting is a pot luck. It's not that simple, Northside. There's loads of talent out there, but they can step up. But can they step up levels? Nah. And if they are excellent, Arsenal's not getting them. The elite ones are. Bro, I don't agree with you, bro. I don't agree with you.
I don't either.
First of all, most fans that actually understand football, we can scout and spot players. I saw Savio twice, and I said baller. I saw Lamine Yamal, 2-3 times, I said baller. Normally, you can spot a baller, bro. It's not that hard. Yes, in terms of stepping up levels, it's a risk. It's a risk getting a big-time signing, bro. Exactly. Every player's a risk. Flipping Chelsea I always go to Shevchenko, because Shevchenko in the Serie A was ripping it apart, bro. When he came to the Prem, everyone thought it was a sure thing he's going to kick off, and he didn't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What was the other one that went to Man United? Veron? Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Veron, yeah.
Everyone thought that he's going to, he's ripping it up. He's going to do a mad thing at Man United. It flopped. So at the end of the day, as much as you can say that scouting players that haven't got a high price tag on them is the luck of the draw, not really. Yes, of course, to a certain degree, you don't know if a player can perform like that in a different league like the Premier League, where it's more pace and power. But at the same time, it's just as big of a risk paying the Coutinho money that Barca did that didn't work out, bro. It's just as big as a risk. But what you do, you make sure you scout the player properly. You make sure you can see that he fits the style of football that you want. You have to make calculated risks. Of course, every transfer is a risk. But at the same time, if you do your job, how come Real Madrid, when they go out to scout these Brazilians, they more time than not, they scout them properly.
There you go.
Rodrigo, Vinny, all these men, bro, they scout them properly, bro. Who are we getting? What kind of Brazilians are we getting, bro? We're getting Marquinhos, and then we're loaning him back out to Brazil because he's not even good enough. And even then, he's been holding bench. He's a winger, and I saw a report saying he's playing as a fullback. Come on, bro. And yet, why did we bring him to Arsenal then? We paid money when we could have got him on a free. Bro, at the end of the day, if your scouting's on point, yes, you're not going to get every signing on point. I'm not sitting there saying every signing's on point. Real Madrid, Barcelona, not every signing or every academy graduate hits the ground running. We understand that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You make calculated risks, bro, that the pros outweigh the cons. But we don't. When we're scouting 5-6 goalkeepers that aren't good enough, that's not a good calculated risk. When we're going through about 4 or 5 left backs, that's not a calculated risk. When we're going and getting Lokonga and Fabi Vieira that are not good enough, that's not a calculated risk. We never scouted these players properly.
Exactly.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, people make it seem like it's bare hard. No, it's not. We used to pick up bro. When we got Rosicky, we picked up Rosicky, Haleb. Do you know what I'm saying? Arshavin, all these players, bro. Adebayo. I don't know who we got Adebayo. I don't even know who
Samir Nasri, flipping, bro. Bro, think about like some of the players that you guys like. Bakary Sagna, where was he before you guys signed him? Where was Alex Song before you guys signed him? Where was Kolo Toure? Where was he from? Like, yo, we could literally sit here all day just talking about players you guys signed. Like Aaron Ramsey, you guys signed him from Cardiff when he was a young big up Max. You guys got him from Cardiff. Aaron Ramsey, right? All of these, like one thing about Wenger was that he was actually very good at bringing in some of these youngsters, like finding these youngsters. And also, let's talk about these scouts, right? If you've got some of these scouts doing well in like a Brighton, you're telling me as an Arsenal, you can go out and actually go and get the Brighton scouts? You can't go and buy them out and bring them at your club? I'm sorry, if Brighton, right, are bringing in Mitoma, they're looking at Joao Pedro, right? They're bringing in, what's his name? What's the left winger? El Ciso, right? Caicedo has already left, but he was also there. McAllister. I remember McAllister, bro. I remember when they signed McAllister, because they signed McAllister, I think, from, what's the name of the club? I forget the club. They have like the red and white stripes. I always forget the club. But I remember when they signed them, right? Because I'd been hearing him I was hearing him when he was at Argentina, and he was highly rated when he was there. And I was thinking, yo, this is actually a very, very good steal for Brighton. And he actually ended up becoming a good steal for them. Like, look at the player that we just mentioned. Look at this. Pius, Ecuadorian winger, right? You've got Messinho, Estevian Willian. All of these players, right, who have been doing well in the Brazilian league, right? And other leagues in the world. Like, Mitoma wasn't playing the Brazilian league. Where did they sign Mitoma? Wasn't he in the Belgian league when Brighton signed him? Look at Yankuba Minte. The Gambian, right? Brighton just signed. This guy scored like 10 goals for Feyenoord under Arne Slot, right? They bring him in. Like, this is my point. At the end of the day, I understand what you're saying. But at the end of the day, don't make it look like scouting is impossible. You're telling me, how is it that, how many times, Northside, have you been watching football and see a player who plays for a certain club, right? For a certain club. And then you see that the player is very, very good, doing well at the club, right? And you're saying, wait a minute, Arsenal should actually look at this player. And then all of a sudden, Arsenal don't look at him, and then he goes to another club and actually performs there. How many times? Bro, I can't tell you how many times. Like, bro, as a Barca fan, I can't tell you how many times I've literally said this. Especially during the Bartomeu era. Bro, the Bartomeu era was the era what really pissed me off. Because you just mentioned Coutinho, right? Bro, I was telling people that Coutinho wasn't going to work from the moment I heard that we were trying to sign this guy. I was like, yo, why are we even going for Coutinho? He is literally not, bro. What do you got to fly down there, bro? You're struggling.
Massive moth, man. I got to close this window, man.
Yeah. Close the window. Close the window.
Cigarette, bro. Feel that puta. I caught him, though.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, close the windows, man. Yeah, I never. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't open my windows because I live around the woods.
Massive moth, bro. I swear down.
Sorry, yeah, man. But yeah, you see the whole Coutinho move, bro. From the moment I heard Barcelona were even considering him, I was saying no. I was like, bro. People were like, why not? He's doing well at Liverpool. I was like, bro, where is he gonna play? Where is he gonna play at Barcelona? I'm being dead serious because he's the only area in Barcelona that I can see him performing in is the Messi role. And guess what? We got Lionel Messi. So how the hell is he gonna play? And we ended up spending all of that money on him, only to become one of our greatest flops ever. And I was saying this from the beginning. Ousmane Dembele was another guy, bro. We signed Ousmane Dembele for 100 million based on one season. We signed Ousmane Dembele at the club for over one good season with Dortmund. Why didn't we actually go out and say, hey man, let's actually go look around. Let's actually go and look around for players. Antoine Griezmann, bro. I was thinking, yo, Antoine Griezmann plays more of a Messi role for Atletico. He was like the key attacker. Everything ran through him when he was playing at Atletico Madrid. If he goes to Barcelona, nothing is gonna run around him because we got Messi. Messi is gonna be the one doing that. So if you're taking that away from him, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do at Barcelona? And that's what happened. He flopped at Barcelona because guess what? He wasn't playing the way he was playing at Atleti. Look at him back at Atleti now. He's doing well there because he is the key to their attack. He was never going to be there at Barcelona. My point is this: if you are Barcelona and you know what you want, right? You have a Messi, you have a Suarez. Why can't you go out and say, all right, let's actually go and look out for scout players who are going to work with this system, right? I remember the season we signed Dembele, right? People were asking me, right? They were like, Omar, who would you rather have, Dembele or Mbappe? Mbappe was at Monaco at the time, right? And I told people I will have Mbappe over him, and they said, "Bro, but Dembele did well at Dortmund." I said, "What is the thing? Mbappe has shown me at a young age, at his age, he's already shown me that he can score, he can assist, he can do both at his young age." I'm like, bro, imagine having this youngster at Barcelona learning from Messi and Suarez. And also, let's remember, Mbappe is a kid, so he's not gonna come in and think that he's the big star and he's gonna be the main man. He's gonna realize, yo, I'm at Barcelona now. I'm playing alongside Messi and Suarez. I'm the kid. I'm the guy that's gonna learn from these players. Like, imagine if Mbappe was at Barcelona learning under Messi. That would, like, bro, to imagine that is crazy. And I was saying this back in 2017 before he left, before we signed Dembele. And that's my point. I'm like, yo, I am just a guy who just watches football. So how am I being able to deduce this when there are people out there whose job it is to watch these things and actually analyze these things?
And they're on big wages, bro. This is what I'm saying. They're on big wages to constantly watch football all the time. And you're telling me they can't spot talent. But then we keep seeing smaller clubs get these talents. You know what I'm saying? Where did Elise come from? Where did Eze come from? Do you know what I'm saying? Where all it's Benfica just signed a new striker, bro. It only cost them 18 million euros. Yeah. And I bet you one of Europe's elite teams is going to buy him in a couple seasons, bro. How are they always spotting him? Because Benfica can't. It's already expensive if they buy a player for 20 million euros. Normally, it's under 20 million euros. But they spot the talent, then we pick up at a premium. How are they scouting? Do you know why? Because they actually make sure they invest money on having proper scouts that scout players, bro. They've got like an 18-year-old Argentinian number 10, bro. They don't care about... Do you think they're caring about Bruno Fernandes? I mean, Enzo Fernandez. They don't care about Enzo Fernandez. They'll replace him.
Bro, Enzo was how many? Enzo was there for what? 6 months? I think you guys said they only signed him for 6 months. They bought him for how much? How much? Do you remember how much they bought Enzo for from River Plate? I'm sure it wasn't less than 10. It wasn't more than 10 million. And then they ended up
15 million euros.
15 million, and you sell him for how much? 115, I think, or 110. Some crazy number like that.
Yeah, something stupid like that. I can't remember.
Bro, that's my point, right? You're telling me, like, there's a scout who saw Enzo Fernandez, bought him, and Benfica bought him for 50 million and sold him for 100 million profit in 6 months. There are scouts out there. Like that's my point. Like you just mentioned it. Darwin Núñez, bro. I remember that Benfica signed Darwin Núñez from Almeria in the 2nd division of Spanish football. That's where they signed him from. They signed him for, I think, 7 million or some shit like that.
Bro, this coming here, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. Let's go through the players that left Portugal, yeah, that didn't flop, bro. Di Maria didn't flop. David Luiz didn't flop. Yeah, these are players that won major honors with their teams, yeah. Who else as well? The goalkeeper.
Luis Figo. Even before that, Luis Figo from Sporting to Barca.
Was at Benfica.
Benfica, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Diego Costa didn't flop. Jackson who else?
Jackson kind of flopped, yeah.
Was it that Martinez guy? You know that Martinez guy, the striker.
Wait, where does he play?
He was at Porto. He was at Porto. That comes
I think I know the Martinez you're talking about. It's not Jackson. I know who you're talking about.
No, it wasn't Jackson. It was Martinez. What's his name? Chat, you know Martinez. You know that guy.
Yeah. Look at Taremi also. Taremi is at Inter right now.
Falcao didn't flop. You know what I'm saying? Falcao didn't flop.
Deco didn't flop.
Ruben Diaz didn't flop. So what are we talking about? Pep come from the Portuguese league. He didn't flop. There's bare players that didn't flop in it. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there are a lot of players, and a lot of the players I will mention are players that are a lot, from before. But at the same time, there's a lot of them that didn't flop, bro. The problem is it's become a business where as soon as they get the highest bidder, they just let the player go. Whereas before, they would allow them to develop a lot more. Ruben Diaz was at Benfica for like almost hitting 10 years or something. He was there for ages before he moved. He was at the academy, came through the academy. He stayed there, get a couple of good seasons, then made the transition to Man City. Do you know what I'm saying? There's bare players that come out the Portuguese league that have not.
Oh yeah, you forgot James Rodriguez. He also was in the Portuguese league when Real Madrid.
Another one. He was at Porto.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we there's been a lot of players. Like don't get it twisted, right? Certain players don't work out in certain clubs. That's fine. It's part of football. However, there are certain players that you can look at and say, yeah, if this guy goes to anywhere, he will perform. I'm sorry, Radamel Falcao at Porto. When he was at Porto, I remember him at Porto, right? I think was it when they won the Europa League? Was he there on the Villas-Boas? I think was he there? Was he their striker? I think that was the season he left and went to Atletico, right? He won the Europa League with Porto when they beat Braga in the final, 3-0. Falcao, Radamel Falcao. I think he was at Porto, and when they won the Europa League against Braga 3-0, and then
I think he was at Inter. Time.
And then he went to Atleti, and then look at him, bro. Literally went to Atleti during an era when La Liga had Messi and Ronaldo, and was literally challenging those players for the Golden Boot every season. Like, people forget how good Radamel Falcao was. Radamel Falcao played under the best version of Messi and the best version of Ronaldo, right? He was challenging those two players during their best seasons in their entire history. Like, bro, in 2012, Messi scored 91 goals. That's what he was dealing with. And that's my point. Like, Radamel Falcao, that ACL injury is what messed him up. Because before he suffered an ACL injury, he was actually one of the deadliest strikers in the world. And he was in the Portuguese league, like you just mentioned. There are certain players that work out. Deco was another one. When we signed Deco from Porto, he was one of the best players in the Portuguese league. That season when they won the Champions League, he was one of the best midfielders. And then Barcelona signed him. Guess what? He helped us win the Champions League. Him and Ronaldinho were integral to what Messi became. Those two players. And that is my point. These are players like, bro, there are certain players that work out in certain teams. There are certain players that you can look at. Like, bro, I saw Bruno Fernandes at Sporting, and I was telling people, he's a good midfielder, but this midfielder that many people are comparing him to, he is never going to be that. When he went to United, I told people, listen, I don't know how he's going to work out United, because even though he scores goals, for me, that is what he's known for, a midfielder that scores goals. He's very similar. I'm not even comparing to this guy because I think the guy I'm comparing is better. But he's very similar to Frank Lampard.
Don't say Lampard. I knew you were going to say Lampard. Don't say Lampard.
No. But with all due respect, he is nowhere near Lampard's level. Lampard was clear. I'm talking about goal scoring. If you look at Lampard, the biggest thing that people talk about when it comes to Lampard, even though he was good at a lot of things, the one thing they always talk about is his goal scoring. He's one of the best goal scoring midfielders in the world, this and this and this, right? He's nowhere near that. But that is what Bruno Fernandes is. Bruno Fernandes is a goal scoring midfielder. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, goal scoring midfielder, yeah. But Lampard was an absolute baller. That was
baller,
good passer of the ball, could actually play ball. So I get what you're saying. He's like a very D category version of Lampard. Like Lampard,
there we go. You're He's basically an F version of Frank Lampard. He's basically the guy who, if he doesn't score, basically the difference is this: when Lampard didn't score assist, he was somebody who could still be a threat in the game. Whereas Bruno Fernandes was the player who, if he didn't score an assist, he was practically ghost. Yeah. He was practically ghost.
And his reading of the game is nowhere near Lampard. Like Lampard is actually a very good passer of the ball. So it's like I get what you're saying. Like you're talking about his strongest attribute is similar, but all around he's nowhere near the player. I get what you're saying.
Yes, and that's the thing. And Bruno Fernandes was that since he was at Sporting. I remember saying this, and I remember telling people, I was like, listen, you see when this guy leaves, don't be surprised if these guys will go on to win the league the following season. And bro, it's like, dude, I cannot tell you how crazy this is. I literally said this to one of my friends who was a United fan. I said, he was telling me, yo, if these guys lose him, they're going to fall off. I said, bro, don't be even surprised if they go on to win the league next season. Because I'm telling you, bro, I've seen this guy go missing for them. I've seen Bruno play for Sporting and go missing in games. Missing, like completely ghost. You don't even know he's playing. Like, bro, unless like they show the camera on him, you don't see him on the game. And look, he left, and then the following season, they went on to win the league. Their first league title in 20 years. Because remember, they hadn't won the league since 2001. And then he leaves, and then the following season they win the league. Bro, they sold Bruno Fernandes and brought on Pedro Gonçalves from Wolverhampton. Guess what, bro? Pedro Gonçalves came in, and then boom, he just started performing well for them. You see what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, certain players, you can see their quality. And you can tell that, listen, if they go to certain teams, they'll perform. That's the same thing with Joao Felix. If it's just Joao Felix, people can say, oh, but he flopped and this and this. Listen, Joao Felix had quality. And he was one of those players where I said, in the right system, in the right club, he would ball out. The problem is his decision-making when it comes to the clubs that he joins is the problem. He didn't join the right club after leaving Benfica. And that's what's messed him up. And that's why people think he's an extreme flop and this and this. But I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, who knows? He's at Chelsea now. I hope he does well at Chelsea because, like you said, bro, I'm a big fan of Joao Felix. I still think that there's a player in there because he's a player of quality. But yeah, Portuguese players sometimes don't do well. Listen, it's different because I think the one league which I can look at with complete scrutiny is the Dutch league, because Dutch league makes everybody look good. That league, bro, they make every player look good. And dude, the moment they leave, like, look at, bro, like, how many players like I can sit there, like, bro, the only player I can think of recently who probably did well leaving there is Suarez. Or I guess if I'm going a little bit recent, I would say probably De Jong when he left for join us. And even De Jong, bro, he's kind of not improved to where he need. He's never improved from where he used to be. That's why that's why Barcelona are looking at getting rid of him, because they're not seeing the improvement. You understand what I'm saying? But Luis Suarez was like one of the last players for me who left the Dutch league and just went to the Premier League and just balled out. Look at Cody Gakpo, one of the best attackers there. What did he do when he came to Liverpool? I know he's had his moments, but dude, can you say that he was worth it?
Yeah, I hear it. Big up Stefan, man. Keep speaking your truth, Mo Rapage. Don't let these people silence you. Never, bro. Never. They're gonna have to put up with me to the day I die. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to keep tolerating the toxic and negative. Listen, familia, you guys better be subscribing to my guy Omar's channel. You know what I'm saying?
We got it.
Make sure you're subscribing to the man them. Make sure you're supporting the man them. Do you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go through the available coaches, the free agent coaches. Yeah, I find it so interesting. Yeah, you go to Joachim Low. He's a free agent. Man's won a World Cup. He's won a German Cup. He's won the Austrian Champions, the league in Austria. He's won the Confederations Cup, more decorated than Arteta. There's so many managers that are free available right now that are more successful, bro. Tommy Tuchel, you know what I'm saying? Man's out there, he's available as well. You get me? Champions League. He's won the Bundesliga. He's won Ligue 1. You know what I'm saying? More decorated than Arteta. That's what I'm saying. More decorated than Arteta. Rudy Garcia, he's won the French league. He's available. Xavi, he's won La Liga. He's more decorated than Arteta. Bro, there's so many managers out there, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That are more decorated than this guy, yet they make it seem like Arteta is like the most successful manager ever. Oh my days, he's amazing, bro.
Yeah. Bro, Arteta, this is why I stopped rating Arteta, bro. When Xavi came to Barcelona and won us the league, I said, yeah, you're done. That's why I was like, because we were like, but it's Barcelona. I'm like, yo, that's my point. He won the league over Real Madrid. Are you flipping serious? Arteta, right, had how many seasons, right, to build the right team to challenge for the league, right? And then you got Xavi Hernandez within 2 seasons. No, screw that, because he arrived in 2020. Was it 2021? No, 2022. He arrived in 2022, right? And his first full season at Barcelona in the 22-23 season, he won the league. He won the league in his first full season.
Bro, Pioli's got a league title, bro. Allegri's available. Allegri's got, as a manager, 6 Italian champions, 5 Italian cups, Italian Super Cup 3 times. Do you know what I'm saying? Is he not more decorated, bro?
And not to mention,
like, why is man acting like there's not managers out there that ain't got over the line before and won more trophies than this manager?
There you go.
Yeah,
But
man
this
will
is the
say
thing.
Allegri's a
Yeah,
dinosaur. Yeah,
yeah.
but I'd rather a dinosaur than somebody that's literally a rookie, bro.
Okay. So
If
so
he's
so
a
so by that
dinosaur, what's
logic,
the
but by that logic, by the logic that some of these people who are saying this, right? Why is it that
big
Real
up Yasser though?
Madrid?
He's a real one,
Yeah,
but come on, bro.
no. I'm not talking about. I'm not even talking about him because I know he's just basically saying what some of these fans are saying. If that is if that's what they're saying, okay, why is it the Real Madrid, right? After they lost, Zidane went to Everton Football Club, and told Everton, "Yeah, man, we need your manager." They brought in Ancelotti from Everton, and then they brought him back to manage the one of, if not the biggest team in the world, and he's actually made them way better than they are now. I'm sorry. This idea, that he's a dynamo. When they're saying the same thing about Ancelotti, because Ancelotti, remember when Ancelotti left Real Madrid in his first reign, right? He went to Bayern Munich and was sacked there, right? And after he was sacked there, he went a few years unemployed, right? And then you had teams like even you guys. I remember when you guys sacked Unai Emery, you guys were looking at Ancelotti. Why you guys were looking at Ancelotti, and then you went and got in Arteta, and then
Do you know why?
Ancelotti
Because
goes
this
to
fan base
Everton.
disrespected him, bro. This fan
Yeah,
base said that Ancelotti is washed. Yeah, hold that. You
exactly.
finished that. Is he washed now? Oh,
There
he's
you
washed.
go.
That's why he went to Everton. No, he
Yep.
ain't washed. That's why Real Madrid came back for him. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
and not to mention, wasn't he the one that ended like the long drought in the Merseyside derby when he beat Liverpool at Anfield? Do you remember during the pandemic when they beat them? In fact, and then at the end of the day, he was at Everton, right? Went out over there, and then this guy sacked. And then once Zidane left, why is it that Real Madrid didn't go and bring in the big names? Why didn't they go out and bring the big names? They said, you know what? Screw all the big names. We got a manager like Ancelotti here. Yeah, he's an experienced manager, but he's a manager who knows what he's doing. Bro, this man walks into the Real Madrid team, and I think his first season he wins the Champions League. His first flipping season back. He joined them in 2021, and they won the Champions League that season. And then, not only did they win the Champions League, they won the league. They won the league as well. He won the league and the Champions League that season. Then reaches the semi-finals in the following season, challenges for the league, doesn't win. I don't think they won a trophy. I think they did win the Copa del Rey that season, right? And then last season they won the league and the Champions League again. But yeah, that's the manager who's apparently old and washed. Yeah,
bro. When you look at the CVs of these managers, Edin Terzic, yeah, two German leagues, Bundesliga, and then two German cups. When you're looking at the CV of these managers, bro, it's like, bro, why is man going on like you can't replace this manager, bro? Why? Bro, there's managers that are won trophies, bro. Sergio Conceição, bro. Sergio Conceição. 3 Portuguese leagues, 4 Portuguese basically FA Cups. Do you know what I'm saying? The Portuguese Super Cup. Come on, bro, man. They're saying that, well, this guy's not more decorated. Yeah, you can say, oh, the Portuguese league isn't as hard as the Premier League. Still got to win it. Still got to win it, though.
Wasn't Mourinho? Wasn't Mourinho from there? Wasn't Mourinho from the Portuguese league? I'm sorry, what? So because he won the Champions League, that's why he got hired? I'm sorry. Are you guys kidding me? Like, why is it that Liverpool were trying to go for Almarim? You're telling me, like, bro, I didn't even know. I forgot that Conceição left this last season. Why is it that Arsenal, like, this is my point, right? This whole Arteta thing, I don't get it. Because it's the same thing that I used to remember Poch for when he was at Tottenham, right? People always talk about challenge. I'm sorry, bro. Anybody can challenge for the league. You feel me? Anyone can challenge for a league title. Challenging is not a problem. Winning it is what matters. And to win, you have to always respect every single trophy. Do you think that when Klopp won the league in 2020, bro, he went on to win the Champions League the season before? In 2018, 2019, no, remember, right? His first 2 seasons, right? He had to deal with Brendan Rodgers' mess, basically, with Liverpool, right? And with Brendan Rodgers' mess, he took them to a Europa League final, bro. Not only did he take him to a Europa League final, he took them to a League Cup final against City. That team that has Sacco, flipping Skartel, had Emre Can, had who else? Kolo Toure. Bro, that was the team that they had. That team, he took that team to the Europa League final in his first season. First, like, season getting higher. The following season, he finishes top 4 and kicks Arsenal out of the Champions League places for the first time in how many years? Right? And then the season after that, he takes them to a Champions League final. And then the season after that, he wins the Champions League. We're talking about his first 4 years. His first 4 years, right? Because 2016, right? Took them in Europa League final. 2017, finished top 4, right? 2018, he takes them in the Champions League final. 2019, he wins the Champions League final. So we're talking about 4 years now, right? 2020, he wins the league. Right? 2021, they don't have a good season. 2022, he wins the FA Cup and the League Cup. And then 2023, guess what? He wins the League Cup. So this is my point, right? In his first 5 years, we're now in Arteta's 4th year. At the end of the season would be marked 5 years as he's been since he's been Arsenal manager, right? By this point, Liverpool had already won the Champions League. This guy has still not won. This guy is still living off that FA Cup that he won in 2020 with Unai Emery's team. I'm being real. This is what I mean. Crazy. I said this, and I said this. I said Arteta, only Arsenal can let a manager like Arteta stay for so long challenging. Because I promise you, if this was my club, Arteta would have been sacked so long ago. It wouldn't have even remembered. I'm sorry. He would have probably been sacked during the season when you guys were 15th in the league. We would have sacked him right there and then. Because you think that any fan is going to watch their club, Barcelona stay 15th in La Liga? Are you dumb? Hell no. Now get out of here. And that is my point. At the end of the day, this obsession that some of these Arsenal fans have, it's like, yo, is this how low your expectations have fallen that you think that challenging is the same as winning? It's not the same. This is not during Wenger's time where he used to say top 4 is the same thing as winning a trophy. Nah, bro.
They disrespect CVs, bro. This is the only fan base that thinks CVs don't matter. Maurizio Sarri's won the Serie A and has won a European title, has won the Europa League. Bro, in what industry, you can be a surveyor, you can be whatever, a plumber, you can be an office worker, you can be whatever you want. What do the people look at first of all? Your CV. Because your CV demonstrates your work. It demonstrates how good you are at your profession. What companies have you worked for? How long were you there? What success did you bring them? What did you learn? What did you do? Obviously, with football, we're looking at CV, we're looking at titles. These men will be dismissing, Maurizio Sarri, he's rubbish. He's won more bro, he's won more silverware than this manager. They'll dismiss somebody like Allegri. Nah, he's washed. In what industry, when you've achieved the highest level in whatever profession you're at, you're looked at, now you're washed. What are we talking about here? Your CV matters, bro. Your CV matters. Arteta's CV is an FA Cup. Is that good enough? Is that good enough, bro? It makes no sense, bro. There's managers out there that are more decorated than this manager, and whether you don't rate this manager, well, guess what? You may not rate this manager, saying, "Oh, we don't care about those managers. Look at what they won. It's not the Premier League." Well, guess what? Wenger didn't come from this league. Wenger came from flipping Japan or whatever in Asia.
There you go.
He didn't come from this league. Yeah, the one that you talking about, Invincibles, didn't come from this league, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Fergie came from the Scottish league. Mourinho come from the Portuguese league. Klopp came from the Bundesliga. These are all leagues that people will say, "Oh, no, we don't care about those leagues." So let's put some respect on these foreign leagues, because most of the best managers we've seen are from these foreign leagues, bro. They're from these foreign leagues. How many top English managers do we look at and be like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? I want him to manage my flipping football club." The disrespect is crazy. It's crazy, bro. At the end of the day, you can look at that league and say, well, it's not as hard, Xavi won a league with Barcelona being £1 billion in debt, bro. Do you get me? Pioli's won a league. Allegri's won a league.
Pioli won a league with AC Milan.
Won a league, bro. Come on, how are you going to look at those managers and say, "Oh, no, Arteta's better, bro"?
Pioli won a league with AC Milan. No, but no, sir.
And all these young managers that everyone fancies, bro. Graham Potter's without a job. Lampard is without a job. Do you know what I'm saying? A nearly manager and Pochettino is without. Well, now he's with America.
he's with us. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Look at it, bro. All due respect, he's managing America, bro. Come on, man.
You're right. No, I understand. But
Like,
no, listen. You see, this is the thing, right? The Pioli thing is Pioli's point. The point with Pioli is the perfect point, right? Pioli won a league with AC Milan. Like, no. Just take your time to process that. He won a league with AC Milan with a 43-year-old Ibrahimovic. That was what he won the league against. When he had to challenge Inter Milan, Juventus. Who else? Who else am I forgetting? Like, I think there's a few. Roma. All of these clubs, right? He won the league over Inter Milan, who apparently, I think that season that was the season that they did the Champions League final, or was this the season after? It's something like that, right? But this guy won the league with AC Milan, not AC Milan of the early 2000s, late 90s, bro. This AC Milan is nowhere near. This is a completely depleted, completely fell off Inter Milan, and he still won the league with them. So I'm not hearing this whole thing with Arteta, bro. Makes zero sense, right? Look at this point.
Flick. Why are we not going for Hansi Flick? You got Hansi Flick, yeah? Do you know why? Because my fan base would say, nah, we don't want Flick. What's he done? He had his little time at Barca, but nah, he's not good enough.
Munich.
That's what they'll say, bro. Yeah?
Because he didn't.
You as a Barca fan, you've had Xavi. You've had other managers. What do you think about Hansi Flick? Be honest. What do you think about Hansi Flick?
He was I was happy when we got him. I didn't care what he did with Germany. Bro, I've seen top managers in club football not do well in the international scene. It's different. They have seen international managers flop in club football. There are different kinds of management. This brother won a treble. And not just win a treble. Bro, this guy won one of the most powerful trebles I've ever seen. This guy literally destroyed every team. This guy destroyed us. Right? He was there for 2 seasons, right? Look at Bayern Munich have never reached the level that they were under Flick again after he left. They brought in Nagelsmann, they brought in Tuchel, they brought in all these managers. I'm sorry. I remember, right, when the whole Hansi Flick thing was happening, we wanted Xavi, the club wanted Xavi to stay, right? When Hansi Flick said, I am interested in managing Barca, Barcelona sacked Xavi. And I didn't like the way they sacked him. Don't get me wrong. I was okay with Xavi leaving because Xavi wanted to leave before the season ended. He told the club, and this is what I mean when it comes to managers, right? And knowing their place. You see, when it comes to Xavi, when he won the league in 23, the next season we were shit, completely crap, right? He was the one who said, you know what? I feel like for the best of the club, you should step aside.
Yeah, I heard those quotes. Yeah, he said it's too much pressure.
But this is my point. He is not only a Barca manager, he's a Barca man. This is a guy who's been at the club since he was a kid. He knows the expectation of the fans. He knows the expectation of the club. And if he believes that he's pushed the club to where they need to be and can't push them any further, he is the first one to sit there and say, yeah, man, this is as far as I can take. I feel like I've built a good team that the next guy who comes after me can actually just continue what I started. Which is incredible because it shows you that this guy was thinking straight. He was thinking, listen, if I don't build a team that can win something, I want to at least build a team that can challenge so that the next guy that come in can actually perform. At the end of the day,
he doesn't want to ruin his reputation with you guys.
And that is my point.
A legend. And he doesn't, and he goes, and he knows, he's like, if I don't win, I'm not meeting the standard, I'm going to ruin my reputation. Because I became the hero in winning the league. But then if I stay too long, I'm going to become the villain because I don't have what it takes to continue this success.
There you go. And he got so much respect from the fans because the fans looked at him and said, at the end of the day, we were having a bad season. You've done it, bro. You have actually performed more than probably many managers will ever do. You are a manager. You are a man who won the league as a club, as a player, and as a coach. You've already lived up your dream. You've won the Copa del Rey and you've won the League Cup. You've won every domestic trophy. You're good. And this is the thing. At the end of the day, like I said, it was the club that did him dirty because when the club were the one who wanted him to stay, he chose to stay and then they sacked him. That was the club's fault. I don't blame Xavi for that. And this is why Xavi, when he left, Like they had fans, you had fans telling him to stay. He was telling the fans, it's for the best of the club that I leave. He said it. And I was sitting there, I was like, bro, this is what I mean. This is a real Barca man. This is a Barca man right here. You can tell this man bleeds the club. He put the club over himself. He understood that that I can't take them any further. I'm good now. Let's bring in another manager. When Hansi Flick said, yeah, I'm interested, I want to come in. Hansi Flick was the one whose agent went to Laporta and said, yeah, man, he only wants to join us. Because you're right, other clubs were looking at him. Other clubs were looking at Hansi Flick. United were looking at Hansi Flick at that point. But Hansi Flick agent actually spoke to Laporta and said that Barcelona is his first choice. If Barcelona come in for him, he will come to us. You understand what I'm saying? So because of that, Barcelona had to improvise, and Laporta had to improvise and just sack Xavi. And at the end of the day, Xavi wanted to leave. So Xavi was like, all right, cool. And also when he found out, okay, well, Hansi Flick is a top manager, he could improve us. You understand what I'm saying? And now you're seeing the way the team is performing. You're seeing the way the team is performing. Yeah, he was interviewed with Chelsea. He was interviewed with United. All of these clubs were talking to him. But he actually told the club. That's why the club moved fast to sign him. And that's why, remember, when Xavi got sacked, we hired Hansi Flick right away. It was like a quick, just like that. Because because Hansi Flick had already made it clear we were his first choice. So when we said, all right, man, you can come in. And then he just signed the deal and then boom. And then look at him. He's coming, right? He's coming at Barcelona with a completely different system, different style, different formation, different everything, right? And has already got 4 wins out of 4. He's already given us our biggest victory we've had in 7 years. Our biggest victory. We just won 7-0 against Valladolid. I watched Valladolid play Madrid, and Madrid struggled against Valladolid. We put 3 past them by the end of the first half. I'm sitting there saying, listen, with all the problems that Barcelona have, he's working with the team that he has, and he's actually performing. And that's why I'm like, this is what top managers do. Top managers make players perform better. Top managers make players better, and they make players think. At the end of the day, Hansi Flick's objective is to win everything. Is he going to win everything? No. But it shows me from the way we are playing that he wants to win the league. He wants to show that, listen, with all the shit that we have this season, all the problems we had, I will work with what I have, and I will try to win every single trophy that we can. And that is my point. At the end of the day, all of these people that are giving all these excuses to Arteta makes zero sense. I don't care if he's challenged. Yes, has he built a team? If he loves the club, or if he's a man of pride, after last season, he should have said, look, man, I honestly do believe that I built a good team. I just don't think that, I think that it's time for the club to take us. I need to take a step back. Because at the end of the day, you've done 4 years now. And yeah, you've challenged, but there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no part of goal at the end of the rainbow. We've seen nothing at the end. All we've seen is you challenge and flop every single season. This is the same thing that some Arsenal fans were mocking Tottenham for back in the day under Pochettino. But apparently now, Arteta is the second best manager in the league. Excuse me? I'm saying, I'm sorry, Unai Emery finished top 4 last season. I said it last year. I was like, bro, what is the difference between Unai Emery and Arteta? The difference is that, what is the difference? What is the difference? They got one finished second, one finished 4th. They both finished in the Champions League places.
Do you know what? We're going to segue for the last 10, 15 minutes of the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your YouTube journey. I wanted to touch on that because how long have you been on YouTube for, bro?
Bro, I've been on YouTube now for 10 years. Honestly, 10 years. It's been 10 years.
Your channel?
No. I recently opened my channel 2 years ago. But if you ask me like how long I've been following football YouTube, 10 years, 10, 11 years. But yeah, 2 years ago, in 2022 is when I opened my YouTube channel. But this year was the year where I really started becoming active.
Okay. And what have you learned in your journey? Because everyone's YouTube journey is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
What have you learned in your YouTube journey in content creator? Going from a viewer, like how I was, I think every content creator started as a viewer, really and
Yes.
truly, unless you're the pioneers of content creating.
Mhm.
What have you learned along the way? What were you surprised by? What did you learn? What did you think? You know, what surprised you? What was your journey like?
Honestly, when I was like just someone who was just watching, right? I felt like I was in like a different position. Like, how do I put it? I feel like I was so distant away from like people like you or people like all of these people, right? I felt like I was here and everybody was up there, right? It felt like we were so far away from each other, right? And
I
when
don't know
I
what you
started,
say. Me, I'm a small content creator, bro.
no, 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 no. But even if you
I
are,
am, bro.
even if you are, to someone like me, who was a nobody, absolute nobody, right? It felt like I was like we were like light years away from each other. You understand what I'm saying? However, this is my thing. When I got into YouTube, I had so many motivators. Like when I really started watching football YouTube, right? I saw some YouTubers, right? And I just liked the way they just it was unfiltered. Like, it was not like you're watching TV and you're watching Sky Sports or you're watching ESPN or any of these people where you feel like these people are not really saying what they want to say. You understand what I'm saying? They're not saying what they really think. They don't want to they don't either want to they don't want to ruin their relationships with coaches or with players and all of these stuff. When you're in football, YouTube is different. Like, bro, everybody can get it. And I loved it. Because you could see different perspectives. And even if you don't agree with them, I like the fact that there were people who used to go into detail. It's not about, oh, I don't like this player and that's it. Because some people, they just want to be known. Do you understand what I'm saying? They just want to say something controversial so that everyone can be like, oh, but he said this and this and this and this. No. There are certain people that are like that, and there are certain people you can tell it's their honest opinion. And when I got into YouTube, I used to follow some of these YouTubers from earlier, right? And they became the YouTubers that I loved, even if they were not so big. I just love the fact that you can tell that these people were not being controlled. And certain on the one who really motivated me, he's changed a lot. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he's not the same guy that he used to be. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell now he's become more of a corporate person. It's not AFTV before everyone
Put
thinks
it,
it's
put it,
AFTV.
put it in the private chat. Put it in the private chat. I won't mention.
Yeah, it's not. I'm gonna be honest
Put it
with
in the
you.
private chat.
It's not AFTV before everyone starts thinking, oh, he's talking about Robbie. No, it's not him. But basically, yeah, that's the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
actually thought
what?
it was somebody else, but okay.
No, I feel you, but honestly, when he was when in the beginning, right? If you even look at like his YouTube channel now, right? His old videos, like the videos that he used to do like back in the early 2014, 15, 16, 17, bro, he's deleted all of it. Like you can tell like he's completely washed his hands of like what he used to be, because now he's like become this top
Corporate
like,
person.
yeah, corporate person now. So it's like, yeah, we just want to clean up our, nah, bro, I don't like be who you are. I'm not saying like don't accept the sponsor. Like, bro, if they're offering you money, that's cool. But don't sell your soul. You understand what I'm saying? Don't go around acting like this is not who you used to be. You understand what I'm saying? Don't change. Like, be who you are. Talk about the brand. That's all good. But at the end of the day, always remember who you are. What made you where you are? Why these people started following you? Why is it that people looked at your channel and said, "Yeah, let's work with this guy"? Don't change that kind of mentality, right? And there were certain YouTubers who never changed. Troops was one of them. Like Troops from the beginning, right? When he was at Arsenal Fan TV, from the moment that he came in, right, he was like on the Wenger out brigade, right? He was on the Wenger out brigade with Lee Gunner, DT, Turkish back in the day, and many of them, right? And guess what? Guess what? A lot of people used to make fun of him. People used to make fun of his accent, used to make fun of everything about him. But guess what? He never changed. Even now, right? He had to deal with Barstool Sports, right? He worked with Barstool. He's gotten so much sponsorship deals. He now runs his own channel where he's doing his own thing. But guess what? Guess what? When you watch his channel, it's like watching him back in the day. He's still the same guy. He's refused to change. And I respect that. Because you're not
No,
selling your soul.
I respect Troops. Like I think
Yeah.
like I've only done one live with Troops before, and I think sometimes, from my perspective, I feel like he said to me, "I was long overdue that we do a show."
Yeah.
Maybe, and I'm only assuming, I don't know Troops personally. I always like Troops, and I like the fact that he said it as it is. And I always respected that about Troops. I know he's got a good relation with Robbie, and I know he knows that I don't like Robbie. So maybe it's a conflict of interest. Maybe, I don't know. I'm always open to doing content with him because, like you said, I've always respected Troops. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like he wasn't somebody that was influenced around that camp. He kept it honest and he kept his opinion real based on what his standards are supporting Arsenal. So no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. It's a shame that there's other content creators, not Troops, but other content creators that lost that. And I think when you lose that, you lose the people that connect with you. That's what I feel like. No, you know what I mean?
Right. You're right. And also for me, right, and Troops is just one of them. Like even in some level, like you look at some people like Expressions, right? You look at someone like Rance. Like I remember Rance when he was working with that guy, Goldbridge, right? When he was working with Goldbridge, right? When I used to, big up my guy Flawless. Big up Flawless. Big up Steve. Big up everyone who's inside. But you look at like when Rance was at United, what was the name of the channel? I forgot what he used. Was it United Stand? When he was at United Stand, right? That's where he was with but yeah, basically, right, when he was there with I saw Saeed there. That's where I first saw Saeed, right? That's where I first saw Rance, right? And instantly I got a liking to these people because you can tell, bro, it was raw. You understand what I'm saying? It was raw, uncut. Like these people were not trying to, like they were not trying to blend in and you know, let's act like journalists and all of these stuff. No, it's like we're just fans sitting here we're just fans on YouTube just talking like we would if there was no camera. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So at the end of the day, I instantly had a liking to them. And when they opened their YouTube channels, I followed them in their YouTube channels. Lee Gunner was another one. When Lee Gunner, I'm going to be honest with you, Northside. When I first started watching Lee Gunner, I didn't like him. That's serious, bro. I did not like Lee because I thought there's negativity and then there's Lee Gunner negativity. This brother was never happy. Like even when they won, like this was me when I was like young. Like a lot younger, right? So I was just thinking, yo, is this guy ever happy when Arsenal win? Like at least Troops show happiness when they win. This guy, I don't see him ever crack a smile when they win. You know what I'm saying? And for that reason, I didn't really like him for that. But that was the only reason I didn't like him. It wasn't because of anything he said. But really, when I really started following his channel was when he actually did leave AFTV. Because I remember, I will never forget the last interview he did for AFTV. It was, I think, who you guys met? Was it Southampton? It was a game where you guys drew. And basically, because Lee was never, ever on the Arteta train. He was not following Arteta, right? He basically said, he called him Michael Wenger from the beginning. Like, bro, from the moment this guy arrived, he was like, nope, right? And people used to attack him for that. And I remember when they won the FA Cup, people were looking for him. People were saying, where's Lee? Where's Lee? Where's Lee? Where's Lee? And this is the thing. Lee Gunner didn't change his opinion. And that is when I really started following his channel. I was like, I really want to know what is it that this guy makes this guy not want to move from where he stands. And when I really started listening to him, I started to understand. And especially the way Arsenal were doing in the league, right? I was like, you know what? I respect this guy because you know what? Even if you don't agree with him, he stood his ground and he saw this. And today, there are people out here who used to attack him and not attack him as much as they did. You understand what I'm saying? Because now they're seeing what he's seeing because he was seeing this for years before it happened. And like I said, he basically put his neck on the line. He didn't care if anyone followed his channel. He didn't care if anybody viewed his channel. He didn't care. Big up my guy. He's another one. Like he's another one who I started following on YouTube, right? And what I really liked about Flawless is that I liked his vibe. That was actually the thing that attracted me.
Flawless is a G, bro.
Yeah, that's my boy. Like you know, man. Like he's actually one of my I'm gonna mention him because he's actually one of my biggest. He's one of the biggest reasons where I'm now. Like Flawless is not gonna take credit for this, but I've already said it. I said it on my channel when I hit 1K. Like there's a lot of people who influenced me, but this guy, bro. He is the guy who was telling people to subscribe to my channel when I had 9 subscribers in my channel. He was the guy who was telling people.
Flawless is a G, man. Do you know what? You know, bro. Do you know what with Flawless? Yeah, This guy never asks nothing, yeah. This guy, there's some people, yeah. Oh, no side, can you redirect? No side. Listen, I don't mind, innit? Obviously, everyone, I don't mind helping the people that I'm cool with. Flawless never asked for nothing, bro. One of the most humblest guy, I swear down. And the other day, it was like the other day, because obviously, as a content creator, you never see unless you're really big, you don't really see the hate sometimes certain content creators getting it.
Yeah.
So I looked at Flawless, I was like, okay, he calls out United, but he's actually always respectful. He doesn't really like shout like me. He's not as direct as me. I can see why some people don't like me, innit?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to hold back on anything I feel. Like, I'm just going to say how I feel. Flawless doesn't, but his delivery is different to mine, innit? So I was like, I'm like, the chat's calm with Flawless, innit? On other platforms. He's like, yo, bro, I'll be getting bare hate. Then I started noticing, I'm like, I've been on like the chat when he's been live, and I'm like, bro, he's not even being rude. That's when I realized even more. People, it doesn't matter how you deliver it, bro. When you call out the club and you have high standards, for certain fan bases, they just can't take the truth.
They just can't take it. And that's my thing. And that's why I'm telling you, man, like from the moment, bro, Flawless was one of those guys. From the moment I stumbled into his channel, I instantly subscribed and I was always on his channel. And like you said, right, one thing about Flawless is this. Flawless was someone who was always opening the doors to his channel to everyone. It wasn't about, oh, how many subscribers does this guy have? Or how many this does this guy have? Or how many views does he get? This and that. No, if he likes what you say, if he's someone that likes the way you handle things, and basically, if he likes you, basically, what you do, he will always invite you to his channel. Doesn't matter if you have a YouTube channel, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you have 1 subscriber, if you have 100 subscribers, it doesn't matter, right? And at the end of the day, right, when the first time I ever got into YouTube with any influencer was Hussam. Shout out to Hussam, right? Hussam was doing a calling show. Yeah. Hussam was actually doing a calling show. And I was very nervous because that was the first time I was going to be live on YouTube. And I remember it was actually pretty good. But Flawless, who does his fan calling shows every Monday, that was where I used to go every single Monday. Because Flawless, I like Flawless's delivery. So I was always someone that was always going to his channel, going to the calling show. This year, right, during the Copa America, I actually spoke to him through the chat. I was like, yo, man, I would really like to join you in some of these streams that you be doing because you guys really have a lot of interesting things to talk about. I'd like to join it. He said, yeah, just come into the playback, man. You can join us. You understand what I'm saying? And then just like that, I was on his channel. That's where I met Steve. That's where I met Sunshine. That's where I met Cube. That's where I met a lot of these people. Like, these are all people that have been on YouTube longer than me and I have a lot of subscribers, right? I had like 4 subscribers in my channel. But guess what? He was like, yeah. He just enjoyed having me there. And I just felt like I was one. And you know what? This is what made me more motivated to become a YouTuber. Because I felt like I wasn't even talking to fellow YouTubers. I was just talking to fellow friends. I was just talking to other friends. You understand? It's like you know how I'm just sitting here talking to you. It's like you and I have known each other for years. That's the thing. And this is where I realized, I was like, bro, here was me thinking, I am here and YouTubers are up here. But in fact, we're all just here. You understand what I'm saying, right? And you don't know it until you actually like join them and you actually start talking to them and you realize, bro, they're just like you. They are just like you. Bro, they just have
the reality of YouTube is this, yeah. The reality of YouTube is this. If Flawless, me, who else would I put there? There's a couple others. I know I'm missing some people. Don't take offense. I'm just going off the top. Yeah. If we were toxic positive, our channels would have 3, 4, 5 times the subscribers that we have. Yeah, that's the reality. Yeah. Because Flawless is entertaining. He's got wit. He's got sarcasm. He's funny. He knows how to have banter. If he was like, yo, Project Ineos, amazing, incredible, yeah, he would get that. He would get the followers. You know why? Because more people want to hear that message. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people that viewed his channel, but then they'll be like, oh, nah, he's negative, he's this, he's that. It's the same with mine, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to toot my horn. I know, yeah, with the fact that off the cuff, I can make jokes, I can do all of that stuff. If I was doing that to the rivals and bigging up my club, I know my channel would be bigger. But you know what, yeah? F that. Do you know what I F with, yeah? This community, yeah, and the community will grow and will grow slow. And now I don't care. I'll take my time, yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's not about, oh, well, how can I just get the most views and all this type of stuff? Nah, bro, I want to be real. And the people that support it. The people that don't, It's not made for you. But I'm not
Yeah.
trying to cater to people that want to hear, yeah, sweet little lies in their ear. I'm not on that. Do you get me? Arsenal fans, the ones that don't like me, oh, you're always twerking for the rivals. How am I twerking for the rivals? If I big up Cities because they have dominated the league and they've shown that we should respect them based on their achievements. That's why, not because I want to, because if Arsenal are successful and do what they need to do, I will cook everybody else apart from my club. Yeah. The way I can cook my club, I can cook the rivals. I'd rather cook the rivals, bro. When I grew up, I was bantering Chelsea fans, bantering Tottenham fans. Yeah, but this wasn't online. This was in real life. I would love to bring that, to this channel, but I can't have chest until my club gives me chest. As a fan, your club has to give you chest. When there was MSN at Barcelona, that gave you chest because you guys were dominating world football. So you had a reason to have chest. Yeah. But when you lot ain't doing what you need to do, you need to be like, yo, do you know what? Yeah, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not 10. I'm not 15 anymore. Yeah. The reality of the situation is we ain't there. And until we get there, I'm going to call my club out. So when we get to winning major honors, then I can have chest. Then I can go in every show.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real, right? Because I follow a lot of Barca YouTube channels, right? And shout out to some of these Barca YouTube channels because they're very informational. But I'll say this about some of these Barca YouTube channels that I follow, right? You can tell that they're catering more to their journalistic side more than just speaking their minds. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I could never really listen to these people. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to them for too long. Because I can tell for them, it's just like, oh, let's just be positive. Let's just be nice. Yeah, we can criticize the club here and there, but let's mainly always just support our club. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, this whole season, right? When I joined Flawless's channel, I even went to Flawless. I was like, Flawless, I'm going to be real with you, right? I have a YouTube channel and I don't really like a lot of how these Barcelona fans talk about the club because I can tell some of them are just trying to cater to the club rather than actually speaking their minds. Like, that's what I want my channel to be, but I don't know, I'm a little nervous. I don't know the things that I need. What tools do I need and all of these stuff.
What Barca content creators did you like?
So we had one that was called Talk FCB. He was actually one that I still follow, right? Very, very good. Okay. He's actually very cool, right? The way he breaks down stuff, you can tell like he's very knowledgeable, like the way like he does his journalistic mentality, right? Now I'm doing sports journalism in college right now, so I'm doing the same. However, my channel, I didn't create my channel so that I could boost my journalism views. The only thing I would say that would help me in the future if I do become a sports journalist is the way I talk to the camera. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as my YouTube channel is concerned, it was never about trying to improve, basically trying to build my brand and this and this and this. No. When I got into YouTube, I said, listen, if I'm going to open my YouTube channel, it's going to be raw. It's going to be raw, uncut. I'm going to banter. When my club doesn't do well, I will say it. I don't care if I have 1 subscriber, if I have 100 subscribers. And I remember Flawless was the one that was sitting there. Bro, he was the one that was telling people, listen, guys, go subscribe to Omar, this and this. Right? I went from like 9 subscribers to 29 by the time he said that. And he was like, Omar, just go and get this stuff. And Steve was also there. Shout out to Steve. He was another one, right? He was like, listen, just try to get some stuff. Teach yourself how to do thumbnails. Teach yourself how get yourself a camera, right? They're not that expensive. I literally went in on Amazon, right? Just look for YouTube kit. And then I just bought the cheapest YouTube kit that I could get. You understand what I'm saying? And then I just set it up. And the first time I made my first video, I was nervous as well because I was like, bro, this is my first actual live, man. I hope I don't fuck it up this and this and this and this. But I was just sitting. And you know what? The first 2 lives that I did, I was a little nervous. However, I just went on. I was like, you know what? No. It's all good. You're in your channel. You wanted to build this channel so that you can speak your mind. And that is when I really started to become more relaxed. Because I was like, when the club was pissing me off, I was actually showing my anger. I was like, nah, bro, fuck this team, man. What the hell is going on? And instantly, like, my views just started going up. And I started having these people coming in to my channel. You understand what I'm saying, right? And literally, I'm not joking with you, bro. 3 months ago, right, I was at 9 subscribers. And by the end of June, I already had like 300. I was like, wait, is this normal? I had to sit there because I was like, bro, there are certain YouTubers who have been here longer than me who don't even have 300 subscribers. I was like, wait, is this actually normal? And they're like, no. This is actually, this doesn't look normal to me. And then literally, every time I uploaded a video, right, it was doing mad views. And my subscriber levels was just going up. going up, going up. I was saying, right, from the moment this year started, I said, my dream is to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I hit 500 subscribers within 2 months. I was like, the fuck is going on? Like, yo, and I remember saying, I was like, bro, what? I don't know, bro. What am I, like, is this, like, I had to tell, I was like, bro, is this normal? And then all of a sudden, we're June, July, August, September. 4 months later, I just celebrated my 1K subscribers. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro. And I had to talk to me, I was like, how long did it take?
Bro.
Like, that's what I was telling you. I was like, yo, how long did it take? I had to ask me, I was like, bro, how long did it take you to hit 1K? How long? Because I'm sure some of you guys, some of these people have had 1K right now. And they've been doing YouTube for like a year and a half. And they are 1K, 1.1K, some stuff like that. I'm like, bro, I've been doing it for 4 months.
I can't remember the time. It took me a long time to get to 1K.
And that's the thing. And that's why when people sometimes ask me, they're like, Omar, how did you do it? How do you get to this position? This and this and this. I sit there, I said, I'm being real. I just sit on the mic and speak my mind. And that's what I love, because I ended up taking motivation from some of the YouTubers I follow. You're one of them. Rance was one of them. Lee was one of them. Flawless was one of them. All of these YouTubers, right, who I follow, right? I said, you know what? What do these guys have in common? They just speak on the mic. It's not about, oh, let's talk about something knowledgeable. Let's talk about stats and all of this stuff. No, they're just sort of speaking. They're just basically speaking to the mic like they would speak to their friend. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And that's why when I started my channel, I was like, listen, if the club pisses me off, I'm going to say it. If the club do something well, I'm going to say it. This is why whenever the club do well, I was celebrating. But when the club was pissing me off, I called it out. I called it out because I was like, maybe that is why my channel grew so much, because there are not a lot of Barca YouTubers, with all due respect. There is a few. I do have another YouTuber who I recently subscribed to who is a lot like me. You understand what I'm saying? He's a Barcelona fan, right? But at the end of the day, there's not enough of us. And I've always said, I'm like, I would love nothing more than my channel to be a channel where Barca fans can come in and just speak their mind. Say what they have to say.
You know what it is, though, yeah? You said Barca fans, yeah? And I get where you're coming from. Because when I first started, I thought, it's only going to be Arsenal fans watching me, yeah? But you know what, yeah? It's not just the fans that support your club. There's fans in here, Chelsea fans. There's United fans. There's Man City fans. Fans that have high standards for their club will connect with your content because they understand where you're coming from. You know? And it doesn't mean because they want your club to do well. They understand, they can connect with, I want the best for my club. So I understand that this person wants the best for their club. Whether it's popular or not, whether people like it or not, this person understands that the best for my club is winning trophies. The best for my club is fixing up in the areas that we need, we're weakest at. Yeah. And that's one thing that humbled me, because I never expected Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Man City fans to watch my content, because when you start, you don't really you don't know who's watching you, innit? Like right now, big up to everyone that's locked in, 130 people watching right now. I don't know who they support. I don't know who they are. And the mad thing is, you'll get people that hate you going, oh, you're ducking this person. I'll put the link out, bro. People that I've clipped up, they can jump on the link. The link, I don't know who's going to jump on the link. You can jump on. I ain't ducking anyone that goes on backstage. Fans jump on when I put the link out. I don't know who you support. I don't know if you're Arteta in. I don't know if you hate me. I don't know nothing. All I say is put your camera on and put your mic on. So you want to talk, cool, but don't be a coward. Yeah. If you want to come at me, cool, put your mic on. Yeah, cool, and we'll have a debate. Yeah, I don't know. When I put the link out, it's not like right now, like, you know, I've got to know you. For example, when you jumped on, I didn't know you was a Barca fan. I didn't know who you supported. You could have been an Arteta in that hates me, bro. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I put the link out. I let everybody jump on. Obviously, there's a limit to how many people can be backstage. That's not my fault. That's the StreamYard thing. I can't control. If more than 10 people want to jump on, sometimes it tells me, yo, people are trying to jump on. And the thing is, I can't do nothing about that. But at the end of the day, I don't know what people are going to say. A lot of you guys that have jumped on with the link, like Omar, a lot of you guys, I don't want to miss anyone out, yeah? I got to know you, but I didn't know if you hated my guts or not. I put the link out if you want to have a debate, if you don't like my opinion, whatever. It doesn't really matter, bro. And I've always told the chat, like big up to the chat and big up to the community, because honestly, I appreciate all of you guys. And some people may think, oh, Northside's getting mushy. Nah, it's not that, because at the end of the day, when you start this YouTube thing, I've never forgotten when I got 20 views on a video when I first started, 50 views. Then it was a big thing to get 200 views on a video. Then it was a big thing to get 500. Then it was a big thing to get 700, 800. Then it was a big thing to get 1,000. Then it was like, oh, yo, raw. And the thing is, it's like we're all just fans, bro. Like at the end of the day, yeah, a channel is nothing without the followers, bro. Like without the people watching you, you're nothing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why for me, it's like there's times where it humbles me even more, where it's like, you know, there was a 9-year-old that tried to jump on, and I was like, yo, bro, this I always put the videos out. You may not do content create, and I always put it out not for children. You're under
Yeah,
18. You're
exactly.
do you know what I'm saying? But I respected it, and it's like it's mad. Like the people that watch your channel, or the people that are like, yo, I look forward to your video, or this is and that, and it's like it's touching. I was telling my partner, I was like, yo, like I never thought that like my channel would be part of some people's lives. And I say this in a humble way, not in an arrogant way. Like people like, yo, looking forward, or people telling me, yo, I can't wait to your next video. Because for me, I just feel like, yo, I'm just an Arsenal fan like everybody else. I just want to see my club be successful, bro. That's all I want. You know what I mean? If Arsenal's successful, trust me, I'll be happy all the time. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be frustrated with my football club. I just want to see Arsenal win trophies. And I want us to see trophies that I ain't won. I want to have stories. Bro, I'm 32, bro. I turned 32 this year. I want to have stories for my children. Do you know what I'm saying?
There you go, man. Yeah.
Right now, as it stands, all the stories I have is, yo, I started a channel. That's the story I'm going to tell my son. Like, yo, I started a channel. I started seeing fans from all over America, Africa, the Arab world, you know what I mean? The Middle East, like Europe, everywhere, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That I never would have met any other way that want to have their say. I do my match reaction. I could do my match reaction just me, bro. I could do my match reaction, yeah, and not put the link out, bro. I can just keep going and going and going for an hour and then wrap up. I put the link up because I'm like, yo, the people that are viewing the channel, yeah, I know you guys are just as frustrated as me. Here's the link if you want to vent your feelings and your emotions.
Yeah.
Because I've been, Omar, you know how it's like. I'm not knocking anyone, yeah, because everyone has their own way of doing their channel, yeah. But I've been in channels where I want to have my say, but there's no way of me jumping on. Or I can't get my
there you go. That is what attracted me to people like Flawless. Because with Flawless, he was actually someone who opened his channel to the world. Like, honestly, right, the first time I ever hopped into Flawless's channel, right, it was like so crazy that I was like, yo, I've been watching you for like 2-3 years. I can't actually believe big up Lewis, man. Big up Lewis.
That's
another
my
one,
G.
man. He's actually another one I forgot to mention. He's another one who I actually was following for years. Since he was at a Chelsea fan. What was the fan? Him and Louis Beneventi back in the early in the 2018s, 2019s, because that was where I first met him. That's where I first saw him, right? And listen, big up to him as well. His channel is actually doing so well. I follow his channel as well. But just to mention what I was saying, right? You see, when the first time I hopped into Flawless's channel, it was like so crazy. I was like, bro, I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. It was like it's like you meeting you're like a celebrity for the first time. You're just like, oh my God, I can actually believe I'm speaking to you. But it took me a few seconds, just a few seconds, right? And he just started talking. I was like, shit, this guy is like I'm talking to Flawless like I've known this guy for years. Like now when I talk to Flawless, it's like I'm just talking to an old friend of mine. Like somebody who I've known for years. Like it's like he doesn't make it seem like we are like distance away from each other. It's like we're just like it's just like, you know, we're just a bunch of friends sitting in a room just having a good old conversation. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I got comfortable. That's why you see when I get in your channel, I instantly, like the first time I got in your channel, man, I was like, you know, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't like, oh shit, I'm in Northside. And like, obviously, I know the things I'm saying. I'm not sitting around trying to plug my channel saying, oh, subscribe to me, this and this and this, and oh, I'm in this channel, let's do this. No. I was like, listen, this is a guy who I've been following for years. This is actually cool. I was excited to be in that channel in front of everyone. Like the first time I met Lee Gunner, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually in the same channel with Lee Gunner. Oh shit, I'm in the same channel with Lewis. It was so crazy, but obviously, instantly it just felt like, oh shit, this actually is normal. Like these guys are just fans, just like me. Like just like I would speak to my friends, it's just the way they're speaking. So it's like, and that's how I got comfortable being around these people, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, and obviously, I'll say this, right? And there's a lot of people like who are subscribed to my channel. I've always said this, right? For me, I'm just a young guy who just started this YouTube recently, and I've been so blessed. I'm so blessed that I got to know so many people, like so many YouTubers, like who I was always following for so long. All of them have just like from the moment like I just start talking, like I can't believe like there are people out here who actually listen to me and they're like, oh shit, I actually like what he actually says. I actually like the fact the way he breaks things down. Because for me, it's not that I'm trying to attract a certain audience. I'm just speaking the way I usually speak when I'm not on the mic. Like honestly, the only reason, honestly, what motivated me to get into YouTube was one of my uncles. Because I used to speak to him. He's a Madrid fan. Like I used to sit there and I used to talk about football with him. And he was like, you speak like a fan, but the way you go into depth, the way you basically break down the game is so incredible. Like you could you could become a sports journalist and they would if you could be speaking to sports journalists and they would think that you are a sports journalist just like them. I was like, no, you guys are just exaggerating. But really, when I got into my channel and then I started speaking like this, like I would speak normally, everybody was like, oh shit, this guy actually like the way he breaks things down is a joke. And that's why for me, I've always said this, I'm so blessed that, are you muted? I think you might be muted.
It's because you're obsessed and you're passionate, bro.
Yeah,
When you're obsessed with
exactly.
something and you're passionate about it, people can tell it, whether they like it or not. I don't know if you ever watched the Kanye West documentary on Netflix.
No, I haven't yet. I'll probably
It was
watch it.
it was when Kanye, before he was a producer at first, didn't it?
Yeah.
But he was always rapping. He was rapping. It took years for Kanye to get on. He got so many rejections because the rappers were like, nah, you're a producer. Nah, kick back.
Yeah.
He was telling them, nah, bro, like I can really rap, innit? And they weren't listening. Even his own record label. And it just shows, yeah, like when you're passionate about something, yeah, you can make it work because your passion will carry you through even when you're getting knocked down. You know, through when you're growing, like anything that you grow, whether it's a business or whatever, you're going to have ups and downs. What carries everyone through is your passion. Your passion makes you continue. When, for example, if you drop a video and you don't get the views that you wanted, yeah, what carries you through? It's the passion. It's the love for what you do, bro. Yep. That's what pushes you through and makes you, you know what, yeah? It doesn't matter. Like, I love this club. Yeah, I love this club, or I love what I do. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, no matter how many times you hear no, you keep going because that's the passion. And everyone's passion is different, isn't it? For example, like you have Kanye West that will talk about different things and he'll rant and rave. But then you'll have 50 Cent where he's aggressive, who'll put a track out like how to rob every single rapper in the industry to see who snapped, to see who bites the bait, because his record label wasn't pushing.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone's passion comes out differently. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's really how persistent you are, because if you're gonna be successful, if you're gonna do what you want to do, there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of disappointments, a lot of things that you learn along the way. And I think people's passion is definitely something that separates them. How passionate are you about what you do? You know what I mean? And
no, that's true.
And I think that's what it is, bro. Because trust me, yeah, like for me to get to almost 12.5k followers, bro. A lot of times videos didn't do as I wanted them to do. A lot of times I was sitting there frustrated, like, yo, how can I differentiate myself? How can I show more of my personality on camera? How can I, all these kind of things you start working out because you're like, yo, I want to be better. How can I improve? How can I improve the presentation of the show? How can I improve every aspect? How can I improve the thumbnails? How can I, what other show ideas can I make? You know, like an international break like now, when you're not used to it as a content creator, you're like, yo, what am I doing? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's me right now. I'm being real, right? I did a stream yesterday was it yesterday? Yeah, Spain versus Serbia. That was yesterday, right? So today I told myself, I was like, I'll probably do the US game. But I was like, nah, I'm going to. I went out, right? So today I knew I was gonna do a stream with you, right? I was thinking, will I do a stream later on? You understand what I'm saying? Should I do a stream this and that? Because I'm not used to like the international break. Because obviously, yes, there's the US is playing, Gambia is playing, all of these countries are playing, right? But But basically, my schedule was always like Barcelona or talking about other teams and this and this and this. So during international break, I'm like, okay, so what am I actually showing? What am I actually gonna do in the transfer window during this international break? So I was actually, but listen, I'm gonna be very real. This is all a learning experience. Like, bro, even now, I'm still learning new things every single time. You understand what I'm saying? Every single time, I'm learning new things. And I'll tell you this, you see when I came back to America in 2017, right? I came into back to the country without my family. So my family were back home in Gambia. So I was here, right, with my uncles. I was very much alone. And it actually took a toll on my mental health because I didn't have any friends. Like, to tell you the true north side, the reason I became so obsessed with football is because football was the only thing I had. I wasn't blessed with having close friends. I didn't have like friends I could say, yeah, these were like people that would like these were the people that would come to visit me, who I would go to visit this and this and this. Like I didn't have that growing up. You understand what I'm saying? I was a loner my whole life. And football became my way out. Like when I was here in the US, right? I started watching Ronaldinho and I started watching the first game I ever watched was the 2005 Champions League final. Yeah, big up Sancho. But the first game I ever watched was the 2005 Champions League final, bro. I became infatuated with the game because the moment I saw Ronaldinho, right, this brother entertained me, and instantly, like, bro, it just filled the hole in my heart, the hole that I would have had if I had friends, if I had people around me who I could go out and play with. Like football became that. I used to just sit at home, watch Premier League, watch La Liga, watch any league in the world. I just sat there. And this is where my knowledge of the game came from. Because I was just watching. This is why when I talk about like some of these clubs, right? Yeah, of course, he's my go-to. But every time I talk about these things that have happened back in the 2000s and all this, bro, it's because I've been watching so much football for so many years. I still remember all of these stuff where I was when all of these stuff happened. You understand what I'm saying? So, because football was the only thing I had outside of going to school, outside of my family, that's all I had, and that is why when I followed YouTube, when I came back to America in 2017, right, I was suffering through my mental health was deteriorating, like very much. It was very very bad. I almost went back home to Gambia to my family, but honestly, I started watching people like Rance and Vance on Twitch when he was on Twitch, right? I started watching Troops when he was doing his back again, right? And he was when he joined Boston Sports and was doing the back again podcast. It became my favorite podcast. It became the podcast where I would always go and watch. You understand what I'm saying? I got to know guys like Flawless during the pandemic, right? And instantly, right, I started like this is where basically my mental health started feeling better because I felt like I was talking to my friends. Like I would go to the comments and I would do super chats, and they would read my super chats and they would respond to some of the things I said. It was like I was talking to these people. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why when I opened my YouTube channel, I was like, it is so cool because now, even though I am alone and and obviously I live with my sister, right? But I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really have any friends that I go out to. It's cool to have this, to have YouTube, right? Where I can just stream and put the link out. And anyone who joins me can just sit down. We can just talk. Bro, I can talk for hours. We've been here for 2 hours now, just talking. Like this is me. This is me every day. You understand what I'm saying? But this is the thing. I don't have enough of this in my life. I don't have a lot of friends in my life who love the sport or who love anything. And that's why outside of football, everything else in my personal life is weird. That's why my love life is weird. Because that's why I don't
That's
have
not weird, bro. It's
no,
not weird.
no, obviously, yeah. But I'll say this, right? Even me, right? Whenever like I'm talking to girls, right? I can tell these girls don't watch football, but I'm like, bro, football is the only thing I know. What am I gonna say to these girls? What am I gonna say? That's why that's why like when I see some of these girls who are like on YouTube, right? You like look at Sunshine, when you look at like Lauren, it's actually cool. It's actually cool when I talk to them because I'm like, wow, actually girls are actually like football. This is actually cool. I don't actually see enough of this. You understand what I'm saying? So so that's my thing, and that is why if I talk about it when I talk about football, right? But when I talk about football, I speak about it the way I do, because at the end of the day, football is my life. Football is my life. This is what I love. I love this sport way too much. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Things did get weird, man. But hey.
Nah, but that's calm, bro. Like that's you know what, yeah, like that's what some people sometimes don't understand, bro. Like at the end of the day, like for some people, football's everything. Football's escapism. The thing is, you support a football club that you can escape because more time than not, they're gonna win a major honor. Me supporting Arsenal, I could never make Arsenal my everything because it made me depressed, bro. It made me depressed. If all
No,
I
I
had in my
understand.
life
I
was
get it.
supporting Arsenal, do you know what I mean? It would make me depressed, bro, because we just never get over the line. We never do what needs to be done. Like for me,
Mhm.
I always love. I always like partying. Like, I love partying. I come from a culture. Angolans, Palops, Portuguese speaking Africans that we
Of course,
dance a
man.
lot of Kizomba, Semba, we dance close. We have we party a lot in it, and that was something that
No,
I had
you're
to
right. Yeah,
change
yeah. True, true.
when I started doing this because then it was like, yo, I gotta be serious in it. But even me, like I'm a very sociable person, but bro, there's times where I just want to be alone, bro. There's times where I want to be alone. I don't want to speak to no one. I don't want to see no one, bro. Like sometimes I can go like to like the shopping center.
Mhm.
There's bare people I could call to come with me. I want to go alone. Like I like alone time, even though a lot of people think I'm super social. There's a lot of moments where I want to be alone.
Bro, I'm
Do you
the
know what I mean?
same. No, no, sir. I'm the same. Don't get it twisted. You see how the way I am on YouTube? I'm being dead serious with you, right? This is the only place where I can be like this. Because once I'm done, I'm just gonna be in my room. Bro, this is the one thing that me and my mom get into fights with now, right? Because my mom doesn't like the fact that I don't go outside. He's like, Omar, go out and enjoy life. I'm like, no, I just want to stay in my room. Just leave me in my room. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the thing with me, right?
You're like my mom,
Outside.
though. You seem like you're like my mom, yeah.
Oh yeah,
My
yeah, yeah,
dad,
yeah.
I'm more like my dad. I'm a sociable person. I'm out. I'm all the time. I'm like that's how I am. But at the same time, I'm a little bit like my mom at times where sometimes
Mhm.
I'm like, nah, I don't want to be around no one. And
I'll
people are
tell
like,
you
yo,
the truth.
you coming out? You coming out? Nah, I don't want to go. I just
To
want to
tell you the
chill in it.
truth, to tell you the
But
truth,
what
I
brings
am.
me out is dancing. So my biggest
Mm,
passion alongside football is my culture and Latin culture. I love dancing salsa. I love dancing bachata. I love
mm,
dancing merengue. I love dancing the music of my culture, kizomba,
mm.
semba, tarashinha. You know what I'm saying? When I hear my music, bro, I'm telling you right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
yeah,
just
that's why it's funny on the internet when people are like, oh, you're so angry. I'm like, bro, like I was actually gonna do today, I was gonna do my cousin's wedding. But then my
yeah,
girl was like, yo, you don't really want to hot up your family on the internet because they may not want to be exposed. It was just going to be
yeah.
videos of me dancing, bro. Like I was going to show that Angolan culture. Me dancing, bro. I'm telling you, me dancing with my cousin, me dancing with my sister, me dancing with this, that. But then obviously I was like, yo, they may not want to be shown. There's things I want to do on this channel that I have to respect
Mhm.
that. Some people
Yeah,
don't want to be shown on the internet, innit? I got to
mhm.
respect that. But bro,
Yeah,
that is the thing that's made me deal with Arsenal's failure for the last 20 years, yeah?
yeah, man, it's
Arsenal
good.
lose, I'm going to the Kizomba club. Arsenal lose, I'm going Salsa club. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll be
Because,
honest
bro,
with you. You
I'm
see,
telling
you
you
see,
right
you
now,
see
bro,
me,
when
yeah,
I'm dancing, I don't care about the comments. When I'm
yeah,
dancing,
yeah. You're just chilling, bro. You're just enjoying, bro. Nothing else matters.
trust me, I'm
Nah,
enjoying.
no, and you know what, right? We all need that in our lives. We need a release, and it's good that you have that. Listen, even though I love football, I am into other stuff. Like I play video games, I watch anime. I like those things, right? Those are other things that can get
Oh,
me
you like
out of
anime,
football.
yeah?
Oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
anime.
huge. Oh, huge anime
Have
fan.
you seen Demon Slayer?
Bro, my favorite anime of the new gen, bro. My favorite anime, bro. I love that anime. Like I've watched read the manga, I've watched the movie, bro.
You seen
I'm
Attack on
gassed.
Titans?
You know what? I've watched Attack on Titans. I've watched Attack on Titans. I've watched Naruto. You know what? I'm watching back One Piece again
I
because I
love
haven't watched it in
Naruto,
years.
man.
Naruto is Dragon Ball. Obvious is the one that got me into it. Like
Bleach, you know
Dragon Ball,
what? Yeah, I went back and watched
Bleach.
Bleach. Bleach is
Yo,
good.
I'm not gonna
One
lie.
Piece,
Right?
I hate One Piece. One Piece is trash. I don't like One
No,
Piece.
you know, what? I stopped watching One Piece because One Piece just became too long, bro. I was like,
It
bro,
doesn't make
I can't.
sense.
Yeah, it's just gotten too long. But Demon Slayer in the new generation for me is the best, bro. Oh, that I love Demon Slayer, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm so gassed for the next arc because the next arc is like the last arc, and there's gonna be so much things happening in the arc, bro. I'm not
The
gonna.
last season of Demon Slayer, the training arc, I thought that was the worst one out of all of them. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like it.
because you know why? Because there's no action. But don't worry, have you read the manga?
No,
You've not read
no,
the
I
manga.
don't read the
Okay,
manga.
okay,
But
okay,
let me tell-
okay. All right. So I'll say this. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna tell you, get ready, bro. Because whatever the last arc was, you will get what you want in the last in this next arc, bro. You're gonna get so much battles. You're not you, bro. By the time the arc is over, bro, you're just gonna be like, yeah, go to 10 out of 10.
But even Dragon Ball Z fell off. Like I was so addicted, bro. The things I was addicted to when I was younger, yeah. Listening to Maki Zomba and Semba, I'm telling you right now, people don't understand, yeah, how much I love dancing, bro. People don't understand, bro. They
It's
think
the
I'm just
culture, bro.
all day angry about Arsenal, bro. I'm telling you, when I'm dancing my little Tara shit, hey, shit.
Hey, hey, man,
One thing,
no,
yeah.
you got to show us one time, man. You really got
One
it,
thing,
man.
yeah, people, bro, I'm telling you, one thing about my countries, yeah, is listen, we may not be the greatest, Nigerians are hustlers and all that. One thing my people are good at is dancing, bro. We'll take your girl. I'm telling you, we'll show her some moves they ain't never seen. I'm telling you right now, yeah. But
It's like the Brazilians.
bro,
It's
my
like the
passion for music,
Brazilians.
bro. My passion, yeah, for Latin music and my own, bro. I'm telling you, yeah. That's why, yeah, people feel, oh, you're always angry, bro. I ain't always angry, bro. I'm always
Nah, bro.
dancing. That's one thing I am. I'm
But
always
yeah,
dancing.
but
But
yeah, but I'll be honest with you.
anime,
You were talking about Dragon
Dragon
Ball.
Ball
You were talking
Z.
about
I used to
yeah.
watch Beyblade as well. Beyblade.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched Beyblade. I'll probably watch it. I haven't watched
Beyblade. Beyblade was a
Okay.
one back in the day. Beyblade was the one, bro. I'd let it rip. Trust me. Pause.
Yeah.
But trust me, Beyblade was the one. Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my goodness! Now you're
What about
bringing them back, bro.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh! I love
Digimon, you know
Yu-Gi-Oh!
what I'm saying? Digimon was hard,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Demon
saying?
was
But
cool.
Dragon Ball
Yes.
Z now, yeah. The only thing I don't like about Dragon Ball Z now is the
Yeah.
transformations are not the same. The villains weren't the same. Like when we had like the androids, you had Cell, you
Dude,
had
Cell
Majin
arc,
Buu,
greatest
you had
arc in
Frieza.
Dragon Ball, bro.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, those ones were, bro. Those ones were the best. Now, then they started doing like the God formation and stuff. It started
God
getting silly.
formation. Yeah, now you know what? It's because it's become like too unrealistic. Like you feel like it's the distance has completely like gone to another level. But you're right. Dragon Ball Z. When I really got into Dragon Ball Z, right, bro, the Saiyan arc. The first time I watched Saiyan arc, right, the Frieza arc. That was the first time I saw Frieza, bro. Oh, the first time I saw Super Saiyan, bro, it was like I remember, bro, because this was like in the early 2000s, right? So I remember like the cell arc was so goated. Like you're so right. Dragon Ball Z was so great, but Dragon Ball Super, One Piece is just taking too long. I love One Piece, but you're right. It just took way too long for me.
What are they doing, bro? Like, I don't even think like Luffy is annoying. The whole thing, like, bro. You know what One Piece is like? It's like Arsenal, bro. It's like Phase 5. There's no. It's not about winning anything. It's not about finding the trophy. It's not about finding the treasure.
So apparently, I've heard that apparently the next arc could be the last one. So the next arc will probably be the last, and I hope it is because, dude, this thing has gone for way too flipping long, bro. You're right, it's gone too long. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, it's like, dude, like, bro, what are you guys? What are they talking about? Like, you're telling me, because I understand, like, there's a lot of heroes, there's a lot of villains, all of this, but dude, you're telling me it's taking you 1,117 episodes. You're telling me you still can't figure this shit out. Like, bro, that's why I'm like, dude, I'm watching One Piece again, but I'm not sure I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna be able to keep in track because, dude, it takes too long, bro. It's 25 years actually, not 20 years. 25 years. It's been running since 99. And it's still running.
This is what I'm saying, yeah. Like, not only did I used to watch anime, yeah, I love TV shows. So I've watched The Sopranos, I've watched The Wire, I've watched Westworld, I've watched Vikings, I've watched Game of Thrones, I've watched Oz, I've watched Sons of Anarchy, I've watched so much
Prison Break.
stuff.
Did you watch Prison Break?
Yep, watched Prison Break. I watched Breaking Bad.
Break. Yeah.
I watched. What else did I watch? Bro, I've watched. I'm telling you, yeah. I've made her watch so many good TV shows. Yeah.
I used to watch 24. Do you remember? Did you watch 24?
Go on.
Did you watch 24? 24. Remember that series? That
I wasn't really crazy about it, I can't lie.
No, my mom loved it, and I used to watch it with her. But Prison Break was the one, bro. I loved Prison Break, bro. Prison Break was like.
Lauren, I never really watched Mad Men. I watched the Dexter. I love Dexter.
Oh, Dexter. Ooh, yeah.
I love
now you're
Dexter,
coming.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but 24 was pretty good. Yeah.
I never really watched 24. Like I watched little episodes. Nah, not too much. Walking Dead got dead after a while. Can't lie.
Yeah, bro. Took yeah. It became. I didn't enjoy it in the
Sopranos.
end.
Sopranos is good, but yeah, like do
Monk.
you know what?
There
I
we
didn't
go. Monk.
realize that I would like Big Bang Theory. I never thought I'd like that kind of geeky,
You know
like
what? I
comedy.
actually like. Yeah, I do like
I,
Big Bang
the
Theory.
first kind of like 5, 6 seasons, those were the best, and then the last 2, 3 seasons were dead. But
Yeah.
bro, like I
No.
love TV shows, bro. Like this is the thing, yeah. Away from football, like you support Barca, so success is never too far away from you, yeah.
Yeah.
When you support Arsenal, you need other things, bro, to bring you happiness. Because if you just rely on this football club, bro, I'm telling you right now, my hairline would be back here, bro. My hairline would be here, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Actually, my hairline would be like Don Robbie. I'd have to just shave it all off, bro.
Yeah,
I'd
you
be
just have to just yeah.
It's true. And you know what it is, yeah? I'm now trying to incorporate the things that I love outside of football into the channel. Like my channel's not called Arsenal Fan, Limited
No.
or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? My channel's called Northside.
That's why I
so,
call my channel the way I did. That's because first time I had my channel called Barca Vibes, but I was just thinking, I was like, well, I like Barca, and I'm going to with Barca. Football is going to be the main thing I talk about in this channel.
Yeah.
However, I wanna branch this channel out in the future. I want to do gaming in this channel. I want to do even like wrestling because I love wrestling. Right. I'll probably do like wrestling pay-per-views when I'm doing wrestling pay-per-views in my on this channel in the future. Like this, that's the reason I called it this, because I want to make sure that in the future I can be able to implement all this other stuff that I do like in the channel. But yeah,
bro,
it's
Vampire Diaries, bro. I love
Vampire
vampires,
Diaries,
bro. I
Vampire
love
Diaries,
vampires,
another
yeah.
one.
And so many people are like, oh, Northside, you're watching
You
Vampire
know,
Diaries.
you love Blade. I know you watch
Yeah.
Blade, right? Oh, I
Bro,
love Blade.
Vampire Diaries, yeah. And then after this, the spin-off show, the originals is even better than Vampire Diaries, bro.
I haven't watched the
I'm telling you
original.
right now, yeah. I'm telling you right now, yeah, bro. I love vampires, bro. I swear that I can't even lie. I love vampires, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Me too. No, I'm being serious. Me too.
I'm not
When I
big on
started,
movies,
when I watch movies, right? I'll tell you this. No, sad. I started watching Blade, right? Blade was like the one where I started loving vampires, and then I watched Underworld. Do you watch Underworld?
Yep.
True Blood, another one, right?
True
Underworld
Blood
was another.
sick. I watched it with her. I didn't think she would like it, yeah, but she was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, True Blood, yo, that show's good, bro."
That's why, that's what made me love Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer was like, I know it's demons, but it's like vampires, basically. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Nah, hell no. Come on, man.
Nah, come on, Gossip Girl, you took
Lauren,
it.
Lauren. Now you're doing too much, Lauren. You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
I did watch Buffy back in the day, yeah.
Buffy
I
the
had
Vampire
like
Slayer.
a Philips.
Oh wow.
Do you remember the TVs, yeah? The small TVs back in the day,
Yeah.
the 15-inch TVs, yeah. The
And
small
they had like the big, yeah. They didn't have.
they had the video. They had the
Yeah.
video player underneath that you could put
Yes,
the video.
I know.
in, yeah?
I know what you're talking about.
When I first got that in my room, I'd watch what's it called? Match of the Day. Yeah. And bro, I'd love that because in my mum's house we didn't have Sky, but every weekend I'd go to my granddad's house and I'd watch the games there. But I'd watch the highlights at my mum's house because my mum stopped, like we had Sky, but we didn't pay for the football in it. So I'd be watching it all the time, and there was a channel, I don't know if you have it in America, it's called E4. And they'll be playing Buffy, they'll be playing Friends, they'll be playing all of that. Yeah. So I'd watch Match of the Day, and then I'd watch that, and then like AOL internet came out, and I'd be watching like YouTube, early YouTube. And I'd see like Ronaldinho with the tempos on, just doing skills. Bro, I'll just be seeing skills the whole time. Bro, when the best football game I ever bought, was FIFA Street. I don't know if you ever got FIFA Street.
Bro.
That was the game,
no. Bro, now you're bringing back. You're bringing
FIFA Street 2.
I love FIFA Street. Bro, FIFA Street. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is what FIFA. Honestly, FIFA wanna if EA or FIFA 2K wanna make a lot of like money in the next one, bro, you gotta implement FIFA Street, bro. I'm sorry, because you've already done the hero, Hunter. What's the name? The My Pro, basically one thing, right? I'm like, you did the Volta, right? But Volta is basically like FIFA Street, bro. Just do FIFA Street. Do FIFA Street, bro. Because do you realize how many people would buy the game for FIFA Street just to play FIFA Street? dude, like, oh man, I used to love FIFA Street, bro. I got the game too. I remember getting the game too, bro. Like, dude, I would just kill the hell out of everyone, bro. When I had Ronaldinho, oh man, I wouldn't even score goals. I would just be having the ball, doing flicks, doing like, bro. Oh man, I used to love that game. I used to love that game. Like, bro, the early 2000s.
That
I've always
game
said,
encapsulated, yeah, what we loved about football because every nation it was divided on nations in it, and every
yes,
nation had different ballers that had a different way of playing football, different skills, different tactics,
yep.
different flair. Do you know what I'm saying? And it just that's the last game that I was like, yo, this is such a bad boy game, bro. FIFA
But you,
Street 2, because that was the last one that they released.
Mhm.
And it's like, bro, if this generation ever played that, they would understand what we mean when we say these players are too robotic.
And that's my point. See, this is why when you see people like us, people like Rans, when they sit there and say, "Oh, I don't rate this player," and everyone's like, "Oh, what? You don't rate this player? What do you mean you don't rate this player? This player scored this amount of goals. Look at the amount of goals he's scoring. Look at the amount of assists, bro." Like, we come from an era of football when nobody, like, stats didn't exist. Like, nobody was sitting around writing stats. Like, like honestly, the stats game only started probably in the 2010s. Honestly, I'm being that serious. In the early 2000s, nobody knew about stats because everyone was watching the game. Like, people, I always tell them, I'm like, bro, if you actually go back and actually look at Zidane's stats and you compare it to somebody like Jude Bellingham when his career is over, you think Jude Bellingham was a better player. But Jude Bellingham would never, on his best day, lace one of Zidane's boots. Zidane was one of the greatest players to ever play the game, bro. And you know what? The reason we know that is because we watched it with our own two eyes, bro. When this guy was on the when this guy was on the ball, you could not take the ball off him. Like Ronaldinho, I was there. I'm like, bro, Ronaldinho's peak was what, 2-3 years? But let me tell you something. His peak years is special. His peak years was special because he was one of only a few, very few footballers who you used to just sit down, right? And you know what I'm saying, no, sir. You just sit down and watch.
I say this to Lee
You
all the
didn't-
time, yeah, because
you
Lee's
didn't.
go is Messi, innit? I said
Yeah.
Messi could never do what Ronaldinho did, even though
Oh,
Messi's
yeah.
the greatest of all time. When it
Mhm.
comes to natural flair, and bro, let's keep it real, yeah. Ronaldinho was like 50% committed to the game. 50%. He wasn't committed. My guy will
Bro,
score a hat trick and go Rio de Janeiro to go to the carnival. He'll come
there you
back
go.
drunk and put a 10 out of 10 performance. This guy was not committed. He wasn't training all the time. He wasn't regimented in his diet. He wasn't regimented in you know, like play. Like, for example, you know what Ronaldinho was? His discipline was like Hazard. You see, Hazard
Yeah.
had poor discipline. Yeah.
Yes.
But his talent level was so bad that he could just function on 50% and still
Percent
ball out.
and still be better than everyone in the pitch. Every single
Bro,
one.
I will
always
never
tell-
forget. Yeah, my best like moment of seeing Ronaldinho is when you guys had the you had the beige kit, like you know the kit that was
and
like
he
this.
scored that goal against. Well, I will never
Yeah.
forget that goal. That goal, I remember
Yeah.
watching that game
I had like
live.
this color, yeah.
Yeah, and we
And
had the
then-
Lions. I know the one you're talking
It was
about. I know the
against
one.
Chelsea, and he just
Chelsea.
pivoted his foot, boom,
One of the greatest
curved
goals.
it around like 5-6 defenders, boom.
And you know what's crazy? I remember that goal
Crazy.
because that was way before the 2005 Champions League, right? But I still remember because you know what? One thing about me is lucky for me is because I live in an African household. A lot of my uncles were football fans, so they used to watch the game. I used to watch the Champions League, right? And I remember seeing that goal, bro. That goal, bro. Even me at that young age, I was like, I used to, you know what was crazy? Because I had a ball, right? I used to go to when I saw it first time, I went to the park, right? I said, let me try and see how to score this. I literally stood right, and I tried to do it. I was like, wait a minute, how did he put so much power? Because I used to kick it, and he didn't have a lot of power. He just had the ball right on his foot, and somehow he put so much power on it that Petr Cech didn't even move. He couldn't even move, bro.
But it's the curve on it, the way he curved it, because the ball, it was going proper wide and it just curved back in.
Beautiful.
But it went so wide, you didn't expect it to curve back in. And I was just like, how the F did you do that, bro?
Dude.
Like, there's so many great moments you've seen of these players, bro. Like, seeing, like, the Italian league when they were on top. Seeing
Yes.
great Spanish teams. Like, seeing, like, proper total football that you're like, raw. Even Germany, yeah. I know, like, Germany were very rigid. But, bro, they were so clinical when they needed to be clinical, bro. It was disgusting.
Germany was
You
so
see that Germany
scary.
team, and you're just like, bro, they don't even have to play well. They
And
don't
that's
even
the
have to
thing.
play well, bro.
That was what was scary about Germany in the past. The reason why, people look at Germany now. I'm like, bro, when I would started watching football, right? Germany was one of those countries who everyone would look at and say, they don't really have a good team, but then they would just go and win the thing. And everyone is like, dude, how the fuck did these guys win it? That was them. They were so like, bro, they always somehow, some way, right? You just count them out and then they would just do some madness every single time. But that's the thing. That was the best era of football. I'm telling you, Northside. I feel so privileged. I always say this, right? I said, bro, I am so privileged that I lived in an era where I saw beautiful football. Because now, unfortunately, that's why I am not blinded by today's football. When I look at some of these footballers and they're trying to sell me these footballers and tell me that these footballers are top class and these footballers would do, I'm like, bro, first of all, I cannot judge world class. I need to think of this way. I'm like, wait a minute, would this player be able to walk into the best team I ever saw? When I look at like Vinicius, right? Vinicius is a player. I like Vinicius, right? But I'm
He's
like,
a good player.
he's
Not the most special player I've ever seen.
But I said this. I said, would Vinicius walk into the Brazil team that won the 2006 World Cup? Forget about 2002. I'm talking about 2006. Because that 2006 team had Kaká.
The only one in recent time, bro, is probably Neymar. He would be up there. He's the last one, that I saw. I said, this guy's holding on to total football, street football. This guy actually is of that ilk of the old Brazilians. That he will stop the ball. He'll just skill you up, get the ball, stop it, skill you up again, look up, curve the ball, cross, boom, goal. The guy is just precision, bro.
And you know what? And you see what they did to him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That is why it pissed me off. That's why sometimes when I listen to some of these people, when they talk about like certain people, I'm like, bro, I fucking hate this new generation. Because you know what this new generation have done, bro? They've ruined the footballers I love. Like, bro, I understand that Neymar was one of these people that was instigating. He was always in players' faces. Fine, bro. You can hate him for that. But I still remember people talking about, oh, he does too many flicks. He used to do all of this. I'm like, bro, listen, I was one of those people. I already told you, man. Ronaldinho was the reason why I became a football fan. Do you think when I used to watch Ronaldinho, I cared what the score used to be? Bro, I would watch Barcelona get destroyed, right? And I would still live the game, enjoying the game. Because you know why? I saw Ronaldinho go through 3 players. I saw Ronaldinho have the ball, just not make a play, just walking with the ball, one player just coming, whoop, whoop. Literally, 2 players come in, whoop, whoop, take the ball.
Bro, even when he went to AC Milan, bro, even when he went to AC Milan, his pace lost him and he was still, bro, he'll stop the ball, just put it through your legs. It looked like a joke. He'll just put it through your legs.
You talk about Milan.
Then you look about Milan. Oh, who's there? Is it Pato? Okay, let me just chip the ball to you. Bro, it was disgusting, bro.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Northside? You're talking about his time. You're talking about his time in Milan. I can't even go further than that. I saw a charity game where I saw Ronaldinho with the belly, bro. He was wearing a blue shirt, right? He had a belly. He was fat, right? Dude, I'm not joking when I say this. He had the ball, right? And you can tell like he's running, like he's just walking with the ball. And the 2 players come in, and the one player just walking, he just not making. He didn't even try. Like, I'm sitting there like, no. I used to sit there, right? I remember I was like, bro, this is why I will never rate this new generation. Look at this brother who is literally fat with a stomach, right? With a belly, right? Not making play. Well, he did it to 2 players. He literally not make the first one, right? The player went in. The other one came in, not make them. Just like that. And he just did a no-look pass. I'm like, this is Ronaldinho at 40 years old doing this? Ronaldinho dude, this is why I said, and this is why you look at like some of these general, like, bro, even Berbatov. I'm glad this guy mentioned it. I saw Berbatov on Instagram, right? I don't know what was it, an orange? What was he? What did he have? I think he had like an orange, and he was like juggling with it. I was like, bro, this brother is 40-something years old, and he's juggling an orange, bro.
Bro, this guy had, you know, on FIFA these days, they put like 99 pace. This guy probably had like 15 pace, bro. This guy was, bro, but he was technical as hell, bro. He'll get the ball, bro. As a center forward, bro, he will double you. Look around, play a bad boy pass, receive the ball, slap it in. Slap it, bro. And this guy had no pace. But the thing is, we had players with no pace that were brazy, bro. Figo wasn't fast. No. Figo wasn't a fast player, bro. Do you get me? But Figo.
Think about the players who were fast. Think about the players that were fast in our generation. Let's be real. Like Henry was one of the ones who was fast. But really, Etu was fast. But if you really look at it, right, some of these players, nobody was saying, "Oh, it's because of their pace that's why they're so good." No, like I'm sorry, R9 was quick, but it wasn't his speed that used to make people scare him. R9 was one of those players, bro. Striker. I've already said it. For me, right? He's probably the greatest striker to ever play the game. Like, bro, I won't even argue it. I'll call him the greatest striker, number 9, to ever play the game. And I'm putting him ahead of Cristiano. Because let me tell you something. Before his injuries, go watch R9. R9 on the ball was every defender's nightmare. You could not get the ball off him. I didn't care if you had 3 players ahead of him. He will take the ball. Good, like he would not even.
When
like,
he left PSV and he went to Barca, he was like 21, 22 now.
21,
He was
22.
young.
He scored like 43 in his first only season. 43 goals. And I remember, and you know what's crazy, right? I watched videos of him at Barca, right? And I was like, this guy's a joke. Like, did you remember that goal that he scored, right? He scored such a crazy goal. I don't know which team it was. It's not in the league anymore, right? But he scored one of the best goals. He scored a goal so sick that the late great Bobby Robson, right? He literally went to the front of the camera. He's like, nah, I'm done. This guy, right? He like one thing I liked about R9, prime R9, like, and that wasn't even prime R9. That's the crazy thing. I used to tell him, like, bro, that was young R9. We never saw prime R9. I never in our life ever saw prime R9. Because if we did, bro, I'm sorry. You know what they talk about?
But he was even putting numbers. Even when he went to Inter, he was already carrying injury. Yeah. He was injured. Yeah, this guy, his legs was shot and he was still putting up numbers. And it's not even just the numbers, it's the way he was cooking defenses. Bro, he would cook the midfield, he would cook the defense, and then he'll cook the goalkeeper, go around and just tap it in.
Yep.
That's
and,
how much
and you know what? And you know, this is why I called him like a defender's nightmare. One thing that the reason I called him every defender's nightmare, I said, usually strikers try to avoid defenders. They try to go past the defender and all of this. No, not Ronaldo. Ronaldo was with the few strikers who, when you were a defender, he was coming towards you. Like, do you know how as a striker, how scary that is? When you have a player having the ball and he's literally looking at you right in the eye and saying, come take the ball off me. I dare you to come take the ball off me. Like, every defender was scared to actually make a challenge because they knew he was
gonna cook you. He's gonna make you look
stupid. Gonna cook you. And that is my point. That's why I said, well, R9, we never saw prime R9 because R9 suffered those injuries that ended up hampering his career. But I told you, I was like, well, if it wasn't for those injuries, I promise you, when we talk about Messi and Ronaldo for the good conversation, R9 would have been there clear. He would have been in there. People would be saying Messi, Ronaldo, and R9 because his prime would have been something that nobody would like. Bro, this generation, Messi and Ronaldo had to share it, right? In his generation, I know people are going to talk about, oh, you had Zidane, you had Shevchenko. Bro, none of those players, I don't care how good those players are, and I rate many of those players, right? But those players, if they had a prime Ronaldo, they would never stop. Nobody would ever talk about those players.
Now, even Owen, listen, Owen was bad on his day, but even
Owen was bad.
Close. It wasn't close to R9. R9 was different, bro. R9 was genuinely different. Bro, man went to the World Cup here carrying an injury, bro. His legs completely gone. Still, I wouldn't say carry because Brazil had too many stars.
Yeah,
still was pivotal to that Brazil team winning a World Cup. Nah, R9 was different, bro. R9 was different.
And you know what's crazy? Look at what this comment said. AW says, he's the only player who can play for Barca, Real Madrid, Inter, and AC Milan and not be hated. Bro, you can't hate this man. This guy was just so good, right? You were just entertained. You just couldn't hate him. How could you hate this guy? Like, even me, as a Barca fan, I can't hate R9. R9 was another level, bro. He made football beautiful. And like I said, I was never honored to see him on his prime. But I was honored to see Ronaldinho. And Ronaldinho was one of those players I told you, I was like, bro, this new generation, they would have ruined Ronaldinho. You know how some of these, you know what's crazy? You know how some of these people will be hating on Neymar, right? Those same people that hate on Neymar, they will be the same people that would love Ronaldinho. They would say, oh, Ronaldinho was this, Ronaldinho was that. Ronaldinho was one of the best players to ever play the game. He made the game look beautiful. He was somebody that made the game look beautiful. Bro, these are the same people that hate on Neymar. Because Neymar, if you look at it, Neymar literally did the same thing that Ronaldinho does. Tell me the difference. He has the ball. He just likes enjoying his game, right? I know.
In terms of flair, yeah, lesser talent. Even though Neymar is mad talented, lesser talent. Because, bro, I remember Ronaldinho, bro. just getting the ball on a football game and just headering the ball like that and just walking through everyone. They can't get the ball off him. Then just stop. Get the ball, cook 4 defenders, stop the ball, laugh. Bro, he's laughing the whole... That's the mad thing. He's
That's what I
laughing
love about Ronaldinho, bro. He's buck tooth teeth, bro. Oh my god.
Take it back to beat them again. Bro, it's disgusting. Ronaldinho was disgusting, bro. My favorite player.
I love that man. Bro. I love that man.
I've never seen anyone play football like that.
I've already said this, that in my lifetime, if I want to ever meet a footballer before I die, it's him. Bro, I would, if I ever met Ronaldinho, bro, if I ever take a picture of Ronaldinho, bro, I'll be like, yeah, I'm set, bro. I don't care if I meet Messi. I don't care if I meet Ronaldo. Because, dude, that man made me a football fan. That man made football look beautiful. I used to tell him, I'm like, bro, the new generation will never, ever, ever understand. They will never understand it. Bro, football is beautiful. Like, I get it. People don't understand. Winning is incredible. But at least, bro, this is the problem. This is why you see a lot of the like fans like you, right? If you're watching Arsenal entertaining you, at least if they're entertaining you, if they had entertaining ballers who would make you, who you would turn your TV on just to watch, it would have been much easier for you to digest some of these things. I'm not saying you'd be happy, but it would be easier to say, okay, well, I like this player because when they play, they always give their all and they're entertaining me at least. The problem is, the football today is so like robotic that unless you're winning, you're not gonna enjoy it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why everyone always talks about winning, because nobody enjoys the game. Nobody's sitting down enjoying watching football anymore. Even Pep Guardiola is boring, bro, because they're just holding on to the ball and just passing it along each other. That's all football is.
Safe. Everything is safe, and that's why even fans, when they talk about players, does he fit the system? Back then, we're like, yo, is he a difference maker? He's a baller. Is he special? Is he going to do something? You were waiting for David Beckham to have that free kick moment or play that long ball. Bro, David Beckham, yeah, the way that guy could hit a ball was disgusting. Oh, my days. David Beckham was so talented, bro. His crossing, his free kick, his set pieces, the way he could find the striker, David Beckham was ridiculous. Ridiculous, bro. There's so many players that we saw back in the day, and everybody offered something special outside of the system, outside of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We've seen great Juventus teams, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Alessandro
We've
Del
seen
Piero.
Nedved, bro. Nedved was a baller, bro.
Like, remember Del Piero in like the early 2000s, bro. Del Piero, like, you know what's crazy? People don't talk about him enough. He was one of the best strikers of his time. Like, bro, this is what I'm saying when people don't understand, right? That generation, do you guys realize how many strikers that they like? People talk about it. You know how rare strikers, like top strikers, are today, right? Right? Back in the day, every single team had a striker. Like Arsenal had
a number 10 or a number 10
or number 10. But you had Arsenal had Henry, right? You had Liverpool. They even had Gerrard in their team. Chelsea had Drogba. United had Van Nistelrooy. Real Madrid had Raúl. Barcelona had Eto'o. Like AC Milan had Shevchenko. Bro,
Raúl was that guy for Real Madrid.
Bro,
back in the
Raúl
day,
is another one. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at the play, bro.
Baggio, exactly.
There was another player he just mentioned, Adriano. You know,
even Deportivo. I think Deportivo was the
Deportivo had Mackay, Roy Mackay,
the last team out of the big three to win La Liga.
2000. Yeah. They won the league ahead of Barca and Real Madrid. Yep. And you know what's crazy, right? He just mentioned Adriano. Adriano was another guy, right? He, unfortunately, his career makes me sad. Yeah, man. Because, bro, I remember 2005.
He was supposed to be the next R9, bro. He was, he was in the cover of Pez. You remember the old Pez games, yeah?
My favorite. I still play that game to this day. Do you know how good that game is? I used to tell people, I'm like, bro, you know what I used to tell people? I'm like, bro, this is the era. This era right here, this game, and I show it to you. I'm like, bro, this game was the last game where PES was better than FIFA. This was the last era, bro. Because
I think 09 is when FIFA started becoming.
Yeah. But that game, 2006. Oh, that game, bro, was probably for me my favorite PES of all time, because Adriano was one of those players, bro. He had 99 shooting. You could just shoot from
Yeah,
everywhere, bro.
yeah.
Oh my goodness! And you know what's crazy? It's not even unrealistic. When people see that, they might think, "Oh, they're overpowering him." I dare you to go and watch Adriano's shots, bro. Adriano, I remember the first game I saw him in the Confederations Cup when they played Greece. He had the ball, right? They passed it to him. He was in the corner area, right? He cut inside, right? And he hit the shot so hard. I'm not joking when I say this, right? He hit the shot so hard. I didn't even see the ball hit the net. I just saw him celebrating. Like 2 goals. He scored another goal against Germany in the semifinal, right? It was a free kick. It was a deflected free kick. But dude, he shot this ball so hard, right? It deflected and it went in. I didn't even see the ball hit the net. I just saw him celebrate. I'm like, bro. I was like, bro, people don't realize that man's foot, that man's long shot was a goalkeeper's nightmare, because it wasn't just the power, bro. It was the speed of the ball. You could not react on time. Him and Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Carlos, just about to say that. Roberto Carlos, yeah, with that bald head, yeah, and that run up for the free kick, he would slap it so hard, you ain't doing nothing. You can't catch the ball. It was, bro, to have that much. The thing is with football, yeah, certain things in football, when you play it, like you said something that is exactly what me and my cousins used to do. We used to watch Jogo Bonito, yeah. We used to be watching the Brazilian team, and we'll be like, we'll go outside, try imitate it.
Try it.
Football doesn't do that these days. We would try, bro. Do you remember the Ronaldinho when he did the little flick flap like that? The little flick flap skill with the ball.
I used to try that so many times, bro.
When I started to know how to do that, bro, I thought I was a baller. But then he started doing other moves where, do you remember, from the back of his leg, you'd catch the ball in the back of his leg, and that was a new skill back in it. And then he'll flick it back up, and then just chest it, and then flick it back up and put it on his back, bro. Those are skills we're seeing for the first time.
Do you remember the highlight where he was training for Barca in the Camp Nou, and he had the ball and he was hitting free kicks on the bar,
hitting the crossbar,
hitting the ball, cross the
bar,
and
crossbar every time, yeah,
and he was hitting the crossbar and coming straight back to his foot. I'm like, dude, anyone who sees this
and doing it.
And that's my point. I'm not sitting there. I'm like, bro, everyone's seeing this, right? And they probably think, yeah, I can do that. I dare you. Yeah. Please go to your nearest football field and try that. Please. I dare you. Then you'll be lucky to do it one time.
There was a rumor that it was fake. I was like, that ain't fake. Ronaldinho, that ain't fake. That's him, bro.
Nope.
That's him, bro. He ain't. Nope. This guy is street football professionalized. That is what he represents. Street football professionalized. It was incredible. Even Maradona would be training with Napoli, boot the ball so flipping high. The football is going higher than the stadium. And he will just control it like it's nothing.
Control it, one touch, boom. Just
one touch,
kill
boom.
the ball.
Right
kill the ball, right in the right, bro. Kill the ball with one move, bro.
But this is what I'm saying, Omar. Yeah, people always say, yeah, like, oh, it's nostalgia, this and that. But bro, once you've had a Mercedes, you're not going to drive a Fiat Punto. That's the reality. Once you get a girl that's 8 out of 10, you don't want to get a 3 out of 10 no more. Once you taste the finer things in life, you've now got something that, I've had the high standards. Once you start going on holiday to, I don't know, the Bahamas or somewhere nice in Africa, like Rwanda.
Yeah.
Arsenal visit Rwanda. I've actually seen pictures of Rwanda on IG. It looks actually really, really nice. You ain't gonna settle for Butlins or some camping site holiday.
There you go. That's true.
Some dry woods in England. You're gonna be like, no, I want a nice holiday. And this is the thing. We have been spoiled in terms of talent back in the day. And it wasn't just one team. We've seen great Juventus teams, great Bayern Munich teams, great Man United teams, great Barcelona teams. Great. We even seen Valencia, early 2000s. Valencia was cooking.
Bro. That's what I tell people. This is what I said. This
up there, bro.
I said this on my channel, like I think a week ago. I said, bro, it makes me sad to see how much this club has fallen off. Because in my youth, this team was winning the league. They were doing back-to-back league titles. Like
Yep.
you talk about no, in fact, you talk about Deportivo. It wasn't
Benitez
Deportivo. It
was
was
there, innit?
Valencia.
It was Benitez.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So you said Deportivo. It wasn't actually Deportivo. It was Valencia who was the last team before the big three. They won the league in 04. I think they won in 03 and 04, if I'm not
Before
mistaken.
that was Deportivo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before that was Deportivo. But Valencia were like the last team to win it before Barca, Real Madrid, or Atletico. But Valencia were not just winning it one time, bro. They were in the Champions League final back to back. They were in the Champions League 2000 and 2001. They won back-to-back league titles, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure they did. They might be wrong, but I think they did back-to-back in 02, 03, and 03, 04. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I think 2003 Real Madrid won it, but in 2004 I know that Valencia won it, right?
Bro,
Valencia had David Villa. They had Pablo Aima. They had David Silva when he was younger, right? Who else did they have? They had Joaquin. Remember Joaquin? Joaquin was in that team. Bro, Valencia had such a good team, right? That I look at them now, I'm like, bro, I can see why their fans are so angry, bro. Because, dude, I would be angry too. Like, you know, like some of those older fans who remember what the club used to be to what they are now, of course they're going to get pissed off. Of course they're going to get pissed off. And you said it, bro. So many teams have fallen off. Even Deportivo in the early 2000s were a very good team. They were in the Champions League.
For Depot, yeah.
Deportivo in the Champions League. Like Leeds were a big team.
I think Deportivo beat Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken. I think they beat Arsenal.
They knocked out AC Milan in 2004. Remember that famous game when they were 4-1, when they were 4-1 down, and then they won the second leg 4-0. And speaking of that Champions League, you see, I've said this on to some of my Arsenal fans. I've never said this on YouTube, right? But I'll say it to you. You know, when people always talk about the 06 Champions League that you guys lost, I said to myself, you know what it is with Arsenal? The only reason Wenger never won a Champions League is because of him. I blame him. Because I'll tell you what, that man had opportunities to win the Champions League. That man, right, in 2004, right, Barca were out. United were out. By the time they played Chelsea, right, AC Milan were out. Real Madrid were out. Basically, Arsenal, if you look at the teams that were left, they were like their favorites, right? And they were playing Chelsea, who hadn't had Mourinho or any of these top managers yet. Right? Or any of the top players. This was like when Roma had just bought them. He had just bought them. He had not bought any top players yet, right? And somehow, some way, they decided to put the Champions League behind so that they can go for the Invincibles. I'm like, first of all, two things. Number one, right? You guys don't even know. Maybe you guys were still gone Invincible. And number two, you guys have never won the Champions League. I understand that the Invincible is goated. But imagine if you guys, instead of winning the Champions League, won the league and the Champions League that season. It would have been talked about
Champions League, or just won the Champions League,
or just won the Champions League.
Never won it.
Like Wenger would have had a Champions League trophy. I'm sorry, yeah, you have an Invincible. Guess what? Nobody respects you in Europe because you've never won the European trophies. Because you never took the European trophies seriously enough. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Wenger is the reason why they lost this game. Because I went back to watch this game. And you guys didn't take this game seriously. If you guys were serious, you guys would have beaten this Chelsea team. And you guys would have played Monaco in the semifinals. And you guys would have beaten Monaco. And I truly believe that you guys would have beaten Porto in the final. Because that's the thing. That's why, for me, I've always said this. Opportunities have always been there. And listen, we're always talking about football, right? But I've always said this, right? Football peaked in the 2000s. Once we entered the 2010s, football changed. Because now, everything became computer generated, like everything became like we just play on tactics. Everything works on tactics. This is why you see certain players when they go to certain teams, they flop on other clubs because they are system players. That's why we call them system players because this new generation, that's what they are. In our generation, any player, I don't care what player you are, right? Back in the day, the ballers could walk into any team and just any team. Like Dennis Bergkamp was at Inter Milan. They said he flopped there. He went straight to Arsenal and then boom. Look at Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry was at Juventus, couldn't get in the team. Go to Arsenal, boom. Perform straight. And I've always said this. It's not about how long.
Man. I love that guy, bro. I swear, going to school, I was celebrating every goal I scored. I celebrated like Henri, bro. Yep. You see that feeling, yeah? Omar, you see that feeling, yeah? Some people, yeah, that just don't. don't like me, whatever. Everyone has the right to like or not like what they like, innit?
Of course.
But bro, they don't understand, yeah. That feeling, that is when bro, the pride I had to support this club, bro. I swear to God, I never thought I'd be like this. If you asked me in '04, I'd be like, you're chatting rubbish, but I had the most chest. I had the most
No.
chest, bro.
And
Nobody
I get
in
it.
'04, no one can chat to me, bro. No, I don't care. You can't chat to me. Do you know why? This club, bro, was doing everything to make me happy, bro. That's why, yeah, it actually took me a while. My uncle used to start telling me, yo, it was like '07, '08. He's like, yo, your Arsenal, they're not doing right. I was still, because '06, obviously, we got in the final, we lost to you guys.
Yep.
I was still like, nah, respect my club, because I never went. Remember, '06, I never went like that long, like 10 years without winning a trophy. So I was like, nah, bro, nah, come on. We're gonna be back. We've been competing against Man United. Yeah, and yeah, we didn't dominate, but we was always there. And when if we lost out, we lost out by small margins. It wasn't like
Yes.
they were blitzing us, you know what I mean? They were better a lot of the time, but we were always there, and a lot of times we compete. So when you come off the back of winning, you still think, nah. We're gonna do it. Bro, by the time it hit like '09, '10, bro, I had it. I was already getting angry. I was getting angry. I was like, what's going on here? This ain't how we are. And then all of a sudden, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And
So now
even
it's
the
been
FA
10
Cup
years.
were
Now it's been
blinding
10
me.
years, no trophies. Yes.
Bro, I was getting so
And especially,
angry.
and I can't imagine that you basically selling your best players every season didn't help as well. Because you were just looking at all your best players, Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie, all of these players slowly when they had good seasons. And they were not just leaving, bro. They were leaving for your direct rivals. So it's like I can like this is my point. This is why I was like, bro, can you imagine? Put yourself in this guy's shoes, right? Like, how would you feel, right, when you've not seen your team win any trophies, and the best players who could potentially win you trophies are not only leaving you, but they're leaving you for your direct rivals. They're leaving you for a team.
And they're pivotal for my rivals to get over the line. Nasri, Ashley Cole, Van Persie, Fabregas going to Barcelona. Bro, I remember us the way we took, bro. We were playing Fabregas. The guy was taking shots before games, like the injections, because his legs were gone. He went on international duty with the Spain team, and you guys were putting a shirt over him, and he still wanted to respect Arsenal. And he said, no, you're trying to take it off, yeah? And that's his boyhood club. And he said, no, yeah? But you know what we did? Didn't go out there and get the striker needed. Didn't go out there get the centre back needed. Didn't go out there get the DM needed. Didn't go out there and make the team on the same level as Fabregas to make him stay. Fabregas fought to not go to Barcelona because he loved the fact that we built him up, and that is his boyhood club. So when he left here, I said, you know what? We got no one to blame but ourselves.
But
We
ourselves.
ain't done enough. How much you want to ask from the boy? He, at the end of the day, he's playing with his teammates in Spain. Clearly, the Barca fans were already like, the Barca players were. I remember Wenger got annoyed, and he was like,
Bro,
"Oh,
of course, Barcelona we're pushing the lines. I even now can tell you that. Yeah,
I was
we
looking
were
at Wenger
pushing the
like,
line.
bro, Wenger, it's not the players, it's the fact you're not getting over the line, bro. Get over the line, and then there's a conversation. Bernardo Silva wanted to go play in La Liga. Why didn't he leave?
Yeah.
You know why? Because Pep keeps winning. I'm staying.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I could use this. You could use the same logic on Van Persie. A lot of Arsenal fans hate Van Persie, but really, when you deep it, this guy, from the moment that he left, before he was leaving, he was asking the club, "What is our plan next season?" Because yes, I finished up goal scorer. That's great, but I want to know that my goals are contributing to something. You understand what I'm saying? So he, as a player who is always turning up every single season, had the right, because he was the captain of the team. He wanted to know that the club was trying to progress, that the club was trying to get to somewhere. Where are we going? You understand what I'm saying? But the problem was, Arsenal were stalling on him, and he just went to a point where he was like, "Bro, I want to win a league. I want to win trophies. Can I win trophies here? Can we win trophies? Are we gonna go and buy the players that are gonna win us trophies?" And the club were not giving him an answer, so he decided to leave. And a lot of Arsenal fans have put it on him. Now I get it. United are your biggest rivals. All of that, I get all of that. However, when you really deep it, He is no different from what the fans were saying, because the fans were asking the same questions that he was asking. He was asking, the fans were asking, where are the top players? Where are the players that are going to help us challenge City? Where are the players that are going to help us challenge United? Where are the players that are going to help us challenge Chelsea? Where are those players? Like, we are Arsenal Football Club. We should be right there and right there with them. Why are we acting like we've forgotten who we are? You understand what I'm saying?
Club has definitely forgotten who they are. Big up to Jez as well in the chat. Big up every single time. This comment right here. Do you ever get bored about complaining about Arsenal? Do you ever get bored of being a loser? Do you ever get bored of not lifting trophy? Do you ever get bored of talking about invincibles and not actually wanting to win more titles? Because football never stops. Football never stops. Do you ever get tired of it? Do you ever get tired of this club selling you dreams? Do you ever get tired of these players being underwhelming? Do you ever get tired of not having a striker? Do you ever get tired of not having a bench that's good enough? Do you ever get tired of hyping up the season, the whole season, the end of the season? It's the same feeling every year of disappointment. Do you ever get tired? Because I bet one thing. When we don't win the league, ain't no one in my chat talking rubbish to me. End the last season, no one was in the chat. None of the people that support this manager was in my chat trying to justify anything. You're just as disappointed as me. But because I'm calling that out before it all falls apart, do you ever get tired of complaining? Cool. When we don't win anything this season because we haven't done what we needed to do, when everybody else that supports this manager starts complaining, I'm saying, don't you ever get tired?
Yeah.
Why are you complaining?
Why are you complaining? He's your manager.
Don't complain now. What? It's okay to complain now because the season's over. No, don't complain. Don't complain.
That's the point. That's the point. See, this is the thing. At the end of the day, I've already said this. Like, who wants to sit down every single day and just complain about their clubs? Like, do you think that with all the complaints that Northside is doing now, if Arsenal going to win the league this season, you think this man is not going to be on the stream celebrating with every one of you? Right? He's going to bring out the bottles. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you can be critical, but when it's time to when we win, we celebrate. I don't care. You think any of you can come to his channel and try to tell, oh, don't you dare celebrate? You are not one of the people that were against the manager. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm glad he proved me wrong. I'm happy that I've been proven wrong because that's what I want. I want to be proven wrong. This is what some of these people don't understand. You complaining is not you basically saying, I am right. I am 100% right. I am always going to be right. This and this. You want to be proven wrong. You want Arteta at the end of the season to win the league so that everyone can say, yeah, you remember this wasn't the manager you rated. You didn't rate him. And you can say,
you know why? Because at the end of the day, Arteta wins the league. They'll say, oh, but you didn't believe. I said, yeah, but my standards were correct. That's why you're happy.
Yeah.
My standards were correct.
And guess
I may have got it wrong with the manager,
but
my standards were correct.
And you give him credit. That's the thing. You will say, hey, I didn't rate you. I wanted you sacked. But guess what? Guess what? You proved me wrong. I'll eat my words. Because at the end of the day, I was one of the people that thought that you should have been gone a long time ago. But hey, it shows that your patience actually worked out. But guess what? When the season is over and you guys don't win anything, guess who's going to sit here, right, saying the same things that he's been saying for seasons after seasons after seasons? You. And where are those people going to be? They're not going to be in the comments. I dare any of them. Are you going to be in the comments? What are you going to say? I dare any of you guys to be in the comments and try to say something. What are you going to say? What can you say to him? Because at the end of the day, you were the same people that were sitting there saying, oh, why you always feeling on negativity? Oh, all right, cool. All right.
Do you know what? They say that, yeah? They say that. But then they were telling me that last season we didn't win the league. So why? Maybe I'm onto something. Or maybe us that are saying something. Maybe we're seeing something. Because every season we're getting proven right. When you keep seeing someone being proved, for example, yeah, if you see someone that's successful driving a Ferrari, you're not driving a Ferrari. Maybe they're doing something that you're not doing. Maybe there's something that they're seeing that you're not seeing. Maybe there's something that you can learn from someone. That's how I look on it. When I see someone doing something and being successful or getting something right, maybe they're seeing something that I'm not seeing. So you know what? Maybe I should humble myself. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I look at this as the same with content creators. Yeah, we was talking about content creators. The biggest content creators for me are the hardest workers. You look at Lee, the guy's constantly streaming, bro. Constantly streaming. This guy doesn't sit there and say, oh, well, I got 100,000. I'll stream one video a week. Yeah, they're constantly streaming. Saeed, highly successful, constantly streaming. These are the people that I look at now, but there's something that you're doing that's right. So I need to take a leaf out of that and apply that. Yeah, and I may sometimes fail. A lot of times I'll try to keep up. Yeah, rants, working hard. These men are working hard, earning good money. Do you know what I'm saying? Building a big platform. Maybe there's something that you can learn from what they're doing, the way that they're doing their stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, yeah. Arsenal fans don't have that kind of mindset, yeah, because it's like, oh, I just don't like you because you don't like the manager, and I don't like what you say about it. But if I keep getting right every year the prediction why we're gonna fall short, maybe there's something in what I'm saying. Maybe, just maybe, there's something. Because till now, I'm yet to be proven wrong, and it's been 5 years. Maybe I'm
that's
seeing
the point. That's the point. That's what people don't understand. Like, you guys coming out here calling him negative. I'm sorry, what has your manager done in the past few seasons? The only thing, like, bro, because I listen to a lot of these Arsenal fans, right? And I'm like, when they ask the question, what does this guy done? Oh, well, he's helped us challenge for the league. Really?
So we're basically
Really?
Tottenham. We're
Yeah.
basically Tottenham. We challenge, but we
Yeah.
never get over the line. But when it's
I
Tottenham, they understand it very black and white. Because how many of these guys, yeah, were saying this when it was Pochettino? When Pochettino's finishing second and all that, where they said, you know what a great manager, you know what, yeah, that Pochettino, that guy, he's the guy. They didn't say that. They said, yeah, well, Tottenham, you got Champions League final, you finished second, but you didn't win anything. That's
You
what
didn't win
Arsenal fans
anything.
always say to them. But you didn't win anything, but we don't win anything.
And that's my point. And that's my point.
just
Keep the
happy.
same energy. Well, if we're gonna put the energy on Tottenham, keep the same energy for your club. Keep the same energy. See, this is why. Like, listen, I said this. I'm like, you see, me as a Barca fan, I don't understand the idea of finishing second place. We finished third last season, right? Third. And I was so pissed off. You want to know why? Because I didn't see my club win anything. I was pissed. When we finished second, you know how many times I've seen my club finish second and I've been pissed off? Because to me, I might as well see my team finish fourth. It doesn't matter. Because for me, if I don't see my team win the league, it's not been a good season. It's that simple. Because at the end of the day, that is called expectations. Because at the end of the day, there's no difference between the guy who finishes fourth and the guy who finishes second. That's why I use the Unai Emery Arteta debate. Because at the end of the day, they both finished, one finished second and one finished fourth, but they both finished in the top four. So, you see what I'm saying? Oh, what? One challenge for the league and the other one didn't? I'm sorry. One took a team that was in a relegation fight 2 seasons ago to the Champions League, compared to the guy who has been at the club for 5 years, and the only notable thing he's done is win an FA Cup in his first season. Like, these are 2 different managers here. This guy took Aston Villa to a Champions League. Can Arteta take Aston Villa to the Champions League? I dare one of you to tell me that he can take them to the Champions League. I double dare you. I dare you. Tell me that Arteta with this Aston Villa team would take them to the Champions League, would finish top 4 with this team. And this was the guy who was managing your club, Unai Emery, right? This guy was the last guy who took you guys to a European Cup final. Look at the team that he took to the Europa League final, right? And he won a Europa League title with Villarreal. This man, like, you know what's crazy, right? This guy won every single place he went to. Every single club he went to, he won a Europa League except one club. One club, just one. He won it with Sevilla. He won it with Villarreal. Those are the only teams he went to a European League final, right? And Arsenal. And Arsenal is the only team that didn't walk out with the trophy. The only team. Like, this guy beat Manchester United in the Europa League final. Let's not forget, Villarreal beat Manchester United to win that Europa League trophy. I'm sorry, this is why I say, for me, Unai Emery is a better manager than Arteta. And he will always be a better manager, because guess what? I've seen this guy go to clubs where I know for certain that your manager, the manager that you rate, the manager that you're calling the second best manager in the league, would never go to and do the things that he did. And that is the point.
But you know what? You know why they think it's a conversation? They think being in the top 4 in the Premier League is a bigger achievement than actually winning in Europe. Yeah? Okay, cool. So why didn't this manager win in Europe? Because we was in Europa League for a couple of years. Why didn't we win the Europa League if it's so easy? If it's so beneath us, and it's not hard to do. Why didn't Arteta do it? Why didn't he win the Europa League, bro? Because Pep wasn't in the Europa League. So why couldn't we do it? Because they always talk about, oh, you can't achieve because Pep. Well, Pep wasn't in the Europa League. So why can't we do it in the Europa League? You know why? Because this manager ain't good enough, bro. This manager didn't get eliminated in the Europa League to Pep. He got eliminated to teams like Olympiacos and Sporting. That's what he got eliminated to, bro.
And also, can we, and also, let's talk about it, right? You just mentioned it. Why is it that he doesn't win the Europa League? You know what's crazy? You know when Chelsea are in the Europa League, the last 2 times they've been in the Europa League, they've won the thing, right? The last 2 times. The first time I saw them in the Europa League was in the 2013 season when they got eliminated in the group stages in the Champions League, right? They went to the Europa League in the 2012-2013 season with Benitez as their manager, and they still went on to win the thing against Benfica. You remember that? In 2013. And then guess what? The second time they were in the Europa League was in the 18-19 season, and they won against Arsenal 4-1. Like, I can imagine how you feel because they beat both of your teams to win that trophy. But at the end of the day, that is a club that is basically showing everyone this trophy is beneath us. And we are so better than this trophy that every time we are in this tournament, we win it every single time. Because the 2 times they were in it, they won it. That's how you show people that this tournament is beneath us. Like right now, they're in the Conference League. Bro, is anyone going to be shocked if Chelsea win the Conference League? No one. Not you, not me. Because guess what? It's beneath them. They are a Champions League club. So if they go to the Conference League and win the thing, it's not going to shock anyone. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, fierce.
They would have won everything. If they win it, I presume they are going to win it. They've won everything. Everything, bro. Everything. We ain't won Europa. We ain't won the Champions League. Bro, these men have won 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues. And these men are probably going to be on course to win the Europa Conference League. You know what I mean? And you know what, bro? Like, it's just, bro, football. Sometimes, bro, there's been times, yeah, where I wished football didn't exist, bro.
Yeah, this club just makes you. Sometimes this club just makes you hate football, man. It's really.
Before
it's
we
really.
wrap up, yeah. Before we
Yeah,
wrap
of
up,
course.
I always
Of
show
course.
this. I always show this, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
This is what's gonna make me happy. Yeah, this. Yeah, not that we have to be invincible. I want to see my football club lifting the Prem. I want to see my football club lifting trophies, bro. Yeah, I want to see my football club being successful. This is the last time I had pride being an Arsenal fan. This is the last time, yeah, I would, bro, I'll defend this club with my life. That is when I had that passion as a fan. End of the season, I don't care how much money we spent, what the bank looks like, how much money we saved, who the sponsorship deals are, what the merchandise is. All I cared about is we were champions, bro.
Yep.
That's the only thing I cared about, bro. Because as a fan, yeah, the only thing I've got to show my son so far, the day I have a son, is this.
Yes. Uh-huh.
04. Bro, come on, man.
No, it's sad,
How am I
bro.
going to make him an Arsenal fan, bro? How am I going to make him an Arsenal fan, bro?
Yeah.
How? Just on this. Bro, it's been 20 years, bro. How am I going to, bro? You can, bro. It's depressing, bro. It's depressing.
See, this is the thing. I can tell from your voice. This is why I say to people, I'm like, all these people that think, oh, you just feed off of negativity. Bro, look at this man's face when he's showing you these things. This is what it means to him. This is what it means to people like him. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be negative. It's not about trying to basically clickbait on all it. Nobody cares. We want to be positive. We want to sit there and say, hey, at the end of the day, we were wrong, this and this and this. But guess what? This club always, no matter how many times, every single time, right? We're always here saying the same thing, and the club never prove us wrong. They're always proving us right, and they're always proving why we shouldn't keep our hopes up. And listen, I'm saying we, but I'm not an Arsenal fan, but you get my point. At the end of the day, that book right there, what you just showed me, that is what Arsenal is. That is what Arsenal should be. And I'm glad that there are people like you who always, no matter how many years it can be 10, 20, 30 years, it doesn't matter. Hopefully it's not 30 years for your sake. But to show that, you're showing everyone that, listen, at the end of the day, This is what my club is. This is what my club should be. This is what my club used to be. And I will not stop until my club is this again. So you can call me a hater, you can call me feeding of negativity. It doesn't matter. Until my club becomes this, I will never end my quest. So yeah, man, listen, big ups to you, and hopefully, listen, for your sake, Arsenal do go back to the promised land. Because listen, they are a big club. Like I said, I've seen Arsenal at their best. I would love to see where Arsenal. I believe that Arsenal should go back to where they used to be.
Bro,
If
you
they did,
remember Jack Wilshere, yeah, cooking your team, bro. This was prime Barcelona, bro, and the guy put an astounding performance, bro. Astounding performance, bro. Jack Wilshere up against Xavi and Iniesta, them man there, and even they acknowledged him like, yo, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? These are the kind of talents that we had at the club, bro. And yeah, Jack Wilshere didn't hit the potential that he needed to.
yeah,
A
injuries.
lot of it's within his own, you know, he wasn't the most let's say the most professional away from the
outside
pitch.
of football. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, look at the players that we've seen, and people try to tell me about Odegaard. Put one play on Odegaard, he's doing nothing, bro. This guy, he plays it safe. He's a number 10. Number 10 is supposed to take risks. They're supposed to make sure they do whatever they can to keep feeding the front three chances and opportunities and transitioning the ball. Not recycling the ball back to the CDM, recycling it back to the defender, receiving the ball, going backward, sideways. You can't take on a man. You can't take on a man. You don't have the ability to take on a player.
Yep.
You can only go forward when there's no players around you, when they allow you the space to run into the box. You can't impose yourself in the game. Yep. When I've seen Santi Cazorla get the ball from deep, have 3-4 players around him, and get past him. Get past those players, bro. Technically gifted. Right weight of pass, right vision, knows how to travel with the ball, knows how to spot a pass, spot a run, read the game. And I'm supposed to look at this guy and say, oh, yeah, you're amazing. You're this, you're that. Bro, come on, man. I've seen Fabregas single-handedly carry us. Fabregas. Do you know what I'm saying? A midfielder carry us. I've seen Alexis Sanchez carry us.
And that's the saddest thing. And that's the saddest thing, right? I've seen there have been certain teams, right? Certain Arsenal, like this is what I'm saying. In the last 20 years, right? Arsenal have had so many good players, right? Who could have helped this team win the league. Forget about challenge, but win the league, right? All they needed was help. But for years, these same players were being starved and starved and starved and starved and starved and starved until to a point where they were like, now I've had enough. I can't deal with this, man. I'm carrying, like my back hurts. I've been carrying this team for way too long. That's the same thing with Fabregas. You just mentioned Fabregas. Sanchez was another one. If Sanchez had a bunch of players who could work with him, work alongside him, like my thing is this, right? How are you going to sign Aubameyang right after he leaves? Do you realize what bringing in Aubameyang earlier could have done if you guys had a prime Sanchez, Aubameyang, Ozil in your team? Like, it's crazy to me how you guys bought Pepe, but all of these other players, right, after all of some of these players left, I'm like, Aubameyang, if you guys had Aubameyang, if you, like, do you remember when Barcelona, when Fabregas was on his way out of Barca, right? He was on his way out. He wanted to return back to England. He wanted to return back to Arsenal. You're telling me you let Flamini return from AC Milan. You let Rosicky return. But you don't want to bring in Cesc Fabregas, a guy who's actually going to make your club better? Like, imagine if you had a midfield of Ozil, Fabregas, and Santi Cazorla, bro. Like, this is my point, bro. Imagine that would have been your midfield, right?
And he won the league with Chelsea, no? He won the league, yes. Fabregas, when he went Chelsea.
And that's my point. His first choice was to return to Arsenal. That's what he said. Arsenal had first refusal. They had first refusal. Bro, my thing is this. How is it that Wenger in his big brain, right, couldn't sit there and say, I don't care? Because he basically, his explanation to not signing was because they had so many players. They had so many players in them. I'm like, bro, are you fucking, like, who did you have in your team? You're telling me that you basically could have had the best midfield in the league. I'm sorry, if you guys had Cazorla, Cesc Fabregas, and Ozil, that would have been the best midfield in the league by far. Tell me which midfield would talk to that midfield. Be real, right? You had what's his name?
Alex Song as well.
Ale-
Alex Song, he cooked
Ale-
for us, not for you lot, but he cooked for us.
yes,
Because
he did
Alex
well.
Song was the one that picked up. Alex Song picked up the mantle when Fabregas went to you lot. Alex Song picked up the mantle for us, and he was sourcing. Different story when he went Barcelona. For Arsenal, he was cooking.
Yep. And that's the thing. But also my thing is this, right? If you guys brought in if you guys brought in Cesc Fabregas this season, you guys also had the chance to bring in Suarez. You dilly-dallied in the transfer window, and you knew his buyout clause 40 million. You couldn't trigger the 40 million buyout clause. You couldn't say, hey man, 41 million, here's 41 million. Because they say basically the buyout clause could be triggered for anything beyond 40 million. He offered 40 million plus £1. That was the moment I was like, yeah, this club is a fucking joke. This club is a fucking joke. You're telling me you could not add 1 more million to that 41 million, bro? Imagine you would have had the best striker in the world in your club, because that season he went on to cook for
and he was interested. He was interested.
Yeah. And that's my thing. He went on to cook for a shit Liverpool team, a dead Liverpool team. He almost took them to a league. Imagine what he would have done with an Arsenal team who had Sanchez. If he had Sanchez, like I know Sanchez came a season later, but imagine, right? He was in the team with Sanchez. Let's say you guys brought in Fabregas. He would have had Fabregas, Sanchez. Like you guys even had a chance to sign Higuain. Forget about Suarez. You guys had a chance to sign Higuain. Higuain was a good striker.
We every season, every transfer window, we're gonna get Benzema. We're gonna get Benzema. We're gonna get Benzema. Never got him.
Yep. Imagine if you had Sanchez and Suarez as an attack behind the midfield of Fabregas. Like you could have played 3-5-2. I know he doesn't play that formation, but imagine having Fabregas, Ozil, and Santi Cazorla. And who was your number 6 at the time? Who did you guys have as a number 6? Who was the guy
of what days? Of Suarez?
Was it like 2013, 2014, 2015? Who was like your defensive midfielder at Arsenal?
Was it Alex?
Was it No, Alex had left.
I can't remember.
But Coquelin was even doing well at the time. During that time, right? But let's say you guys choose Coquelin. Even if Coquelin was like the defensive midfielder, right? Ahead of him, you guys would have had a midfield of Fabregas and Santi Cazorla. Bro, imagine the passing in that midfield. Imagine having a team of Santi Cazorla, Fabregas, and Mesut Ozil. The amount of production that midfield could bring to the attack. This is my point. This is why I said, for me, Wenger is the reason you guys ever won the league. Because you're telling me, you being the guy that everyone was always talking about, this incredible mind that you have, you could not think for 1 second that, hold on, this is actually a ridiculous attack. Bro, we're just gonna sit and just talk about what could have been. But this is all you can do. This is why a lot of Arsenal fans are fuming, because this could have been you. This could have been you. But Wenger was the one that was just sitting there saying, yeah, this and this and this. But this was not unrealistic. This could have happened. This right here was a possibility. You guys had it in your hands, but you didn't. But Wenger didn't do it.
Listen, familia, make sure you're liking and subscribing to my guy Omar. You know what I'm saying? Link to his channel is in the description. Make sure you're subscribing to my G. We're gonna get him on the channel a lot more. A lot of people, well, you know what I mean? They were telling me, yo, Northside, get him on more. He will definitely be coming on more.
Yeah, I'll definitely be
here. On the channel. We're gonna promote you and make sure, you know what I mean, you get that love and that respect.
Yes,
you know
sir,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah,
so listen, familia, man. If you like what he says, if you like his opinions, you like the way he talks ball, he's obviously knowledgeable about the game. Make sure you're subscribing to his channel. Link is in the title. You know what I mean? It's not hard. You know what I mean? Give my man a follow. Let the people know, you know what I'm saying, where they can find you, what you got coming up next, bro.
Okay, so obviously my channel is called Omar BYT. If you guys just search Omar BYT right there, you guys will find me. And listen, I do a lot of content on Barcelona. I'm going to be doing like a lot of more content outside of like Barcelona. I'm going to be doing like maybe lives about European football, basically the results. I'm going to be doing La Liga results. I'm going to be talking about Premier Leagues. These are all things like I'm trying to fix my schedule to make sure like I can do all of these stuff. But yeah, guys, look out. I'm going to be doing a lot of content. And not like Northside said, you'll be seeing me here. If Northside needs me, I'll always be here. I'll always be here, obviously. And yeah, but listen, guys, big up to every single one. Thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate everyone who's been here, who's liked the stream, who's basically, you know, enjoyed the things I say. Because just like Northside said, man, I'm just a football fan. I just like speaking football. This is my passion. But yeah, guys, listen, big up to everyone who's been watching here, man, and big up to you too, Northside.
Nah, big up to you, bro, because the show was only gonna be an hour, but I enjoyed it,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Yeah. That's me, bro. When I start talking about football, bro, I could talk about football for hours, bro. I'm telling you, man. I don't
Nah,
have a break.
bro, I love it, bro. Like even like you, sometimes you bring up points that I may not know, or I didn't think about. That's one thing, yeah. Like I never look at myself like I'm the oracle of football. I have an opinion,
Yeah.
but I always like to listen. And before, as a content creator, I like to listen to other people's opinions as well. I know a lot of people think I only listen to Lee. Obviously, I listened. I used to listen to Lee Bear. I used to listen to Lee's channel Bear. But I used to listen to Rants. I used to listen to Saeed. I used to listen to all sorts of content creators. You know what I mean? And you know what, bro? Just yeah, man. Just keep doing your thing. Keep organic.
Yes, sir.
And
Man.
yeah,
Yes,
man.
man.
Yeah, cover other teams. That's one thing. Like someone
Yeah.
advised me, they're like, "You're Northside. You're always gonna talk about Arsenal, innit? You know what I'm saying? You're always going to talk about Arsenal, but guess what? People want to hear your opinion about other clubs. Yeah. And sometimes some fans don't like it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You have everyone has their opinion. Everybody knows that, like for you, they can get the Barca. But when you can talk Arsenal or you can talk Real Madrid, you can talk Chelsea, you can talk that. You watch ball, you already know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Yeah, man. Let the people know because that's one thing I've been applying this season. I do match
Yeah, that's
reaction.
what I want to do, man. I'm trying to do like European podcasts. Like, obviously, I have some projects that I'm planning on doing with like other content creators, right, on my channel. And like I said, I don't just want to talk to like La Liga fans. I like to talk to Premier League fans. I like to talk to other fans. You know what I mean, right? And I like to talk about other leagues because yes, you're right. I do watch. Obviously, I watch La Liga, but I watch every league. I watch basically every league that I can. I'm not as knowledgeable as other leagues as maybe others are. However, I do watch a lot of football and I do try to, watch as much football as I can. And yeah, I will be doing like a lot. You will be seeing me doing a lot of like European football streams where I'm going to be talking about all the news in world football. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be talking about Premier League. I'm going to be talking about results in the Premier League. You can see me talk about results in the Bundesliga or in Serie A, every other league, man, because I do watch a lot of those leagues as well. So yeah, you'll be seeing me doing all of those things, man. Appreciate it.
Nah,
Absolutely.
come on, my G. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, make sure you're supporting Northside out working Lee Gunner. Bro, we're both out working him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We're
sir,
both
man.
out working him, man. Big up
Yes,
to Lee,
sir.
man. Big up to Lee. Listen, you know what I mean? With Lee, bro, if I say that to him, yeah, then he's going to be like doing a 6-7 hour stream. That's what he's like, bro. He'll just, you know what I mean? Big up to my guy Lee, though, every single time. That's my G for life. But yeah, man, Amelia, make sure you're subscribing to Omar. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel as well. Subscribe to the both. Make sure you subscribe to Omar. And man's on the way to 2K. And now that he's got the ball rolling, trust me, it's just going to come, man. Now
Yes,
that you've
sir.
got that platform of 1K, trust me, it gets easier from there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And listen, big up to everyone locked in. We're out, familiar. Love, 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 love.